Alright. Today is Sunday, August 11th, 2024. Had a weird dream last night. It's not that weird, it's just... I don't know, the last thing I remember from my dream is that, I was being invaded. You know, like in Elden Ring or like Dark Souls, like I'm being invaded in real life. I was like, oh no, there's like 3 invaders, which makes no sense, by the way. You can't get invaded by 3 invaders. I mean, you know, dreams don't make sense. I was like, oh no, you know, I'm having my lunch, and it's like, oh no, there's invaders. I have to get ready and beat them up. You know, I don't know, it's just weird. It was a weird dream. Doing PvP in real life. I mean, you can do that, I guess. Hello, Blue Dragonfly, by the way. But because of my dream of, you know, doing PvP in real life, I woke up late, you know? So that's my excuse. Anyway, but yeah. So, you know, today I really just want to finish up this game. It's like a very small thing, really, at the end of the day. Because I just want to get the final ending, which I hope will also unlock the CG over here, which I guess if it doesn't unlock that, maybe I'll have to go back, you know, into the game files and see what unlocks that specifically. I don't know. But I'm hoping you just get the final ending, which I'm assuming will unlock this picture, you know. It's just a little tedious because I just have to go through the entire game again. I did that already a little bit last stream. I'm just going to continue doing that, because why not? Oh, hello, Circa, as well, by the way, on Twitch. But yeah, that's what I'm going to do. It's gonna be confusing if you've just never seen this game. If someone just comes in and just never seen the game before, it's gonna be very confusing because I'm just gonna be skipping through most of the dialogue and skipping everything. And again, I don't know how long this will take. It's kind of like a awkward time, or not awkward time. I don't know what the word is, but like it's an awkward place to start the game, I guess, or start a stream, because most likely I'll be done with it soon-ish. There's still a lot to go through, I guess. I mean, there is gameplay in this game. You know, you get run away from this weird flesh monster that does the binaural ASMR in your ears. I hate that. Other than that, I'm just gonna be skipping through most of the dialogue. Doing the thing that I figured out last time, which is choosing the correct choices in the scene involving the fox's wedding. And then going through the entire game again, you know, as usual, to get the final ending. And most likely the final ending, if I had to guess, it's like... I don't know, my guess is spoilers, but whatever. I feel like my guess is that Issa will get reincarnated, you know, like... It's like his connection to the main character is so strong that he also gets reincarnated. Then they make out, I guess. I don't know. Like, if I had to guess, he gets reincarnated to like a high school student, you know? So he's now the appropriate age, right? That's how that works? I'm not sure. I gotta run away. Run away! Ah! I wonder what happens if you get caught by this thing. I mean, I'm assuming another game over, but I mean, I'm assuming this thing is trying to get us to heaven? So, do we just get a normal game over? I don't know, I checked this last time. Oh, what's this? Why is she in a wedding dress now? It feels like a weird glitch. We can't stop here. Mr. Issa? Whoa. Ah, that's strange. What's happening? I'm back where I started. Time has reversed. Oh, bites the dusto. Okay. That's interesting. That's the only time he does that. I feel like, what happens to the other times I get game overs? You know, why didn't he do that before? If it's just one more time. It's happening again. Mr. Issa, what's wrong? Yeah, he did this before. Whenever I get caught by monsters or whatever, I just get a normal game over. What happens if I do it again? I'm just curious. Because obviously it does seem like he's using, like, story-wise, he's using his powers to do that. He's running out of power, right? Okay, game over. Okay, just game over. You suck. The end. Okay. Well, I was trying to find some kind of special bad ending, but I guess not. I'm gonna go through dialogue again. But yeah, today is gonna be like me just going through the game, skipping everything. And I always am reminded of that one person, of that one YouTube comment that complained how much I skip dialogue. As if, you know, why are you skipping dialogue? You're supposed to go through the game normally. And I'm like, yeah, I did. I did do that. You didn't watch the previous video, obviously, you know? It's also why I put stream 3, even though nobody reads the video title, but you know, on this stream title, I put number 3. I always put like a little number in case I've played the game before. It's like a longer playthrough. So you're supposed to understand that it's like the third part. I don't know. What other YouTube comments have kind of like, you know, kind of frustrated me a little bit? Well, to be honest, I haven't read my YouTube comments. I mean, most of the YouTube comments are going to be like the very popular videos that I just make on a whim, by the way. It's none of my actual playthroughs, by the way, like I usually do. It's just my random meme videos that I make. Sometimes. I haven't really been motivated to do anything like that recently, but I also used to like just make a lot of just random meme videos. Just little funny video edits. And I like to call it high effort, you know, video edits. Not just like old typical meme where you just slap on a random reaction GIF, you know? And like, it's just a normal gameplay clip. I actually put effort into it. Like one of the videos that kind of blew up was the one where I swapped the instruments in the Pizza Tower soundtrack for like the final boss with Sans, Undertale, you know, Megalovania instruments, you know? It's like supposed to be like this song, except it's Megalovania, whatever, right? It's the meme. But as someone who doesn't really know how to use digital audio workstations, is what you call it, DAWs, it was pretty hard, you know? Even though it's a very simple swap, really. It's not like for to an actual musician, it's probably very insulting, you know, because it's not very hard to do if you're like an actual musician. It's hard for me to do, you know, being not a professional musician. I also try to like make little changes as well to the music, just small little things, little effects like reverb and like when the beat drops, you know, I change the drum track a little bit. Okay, in the very beginning, I used a special, I don't even call it, like a harmonic effect, I think, where I played like 2 melodies of a guitar, but then slightly changed the timings of the guitar, so it sounds interesting, you know? I think that's an actual effect I learned somewhere, but I forgot what it's called. Anyway, I did that, and there's a lot of comments on that video, is what I'm trying to say. But like, I never look at my video comments. I say never. Rarely, rather. Oh, yeah, just touch whatever. And save. I guess I'll save here. What am I doing? Oh, yeah, go through here. Do the fox wedding. She gets tempted by a big arm thing. Just be like, you know, I'll help you. I'm a big giant arm. Supposedly, it's the fox, I guess. But yeah, YouTube comments. I rarely read them. I should be reading them. It's just that most of them are just kind of like just the popular videos, you know? It's just I'm not interested in. And of course, the usual anxiety of someone just typing up a comment that just upsets you, you know? Like, you suck, or something. Though, that by itself is not so bad. Oh, if anything, actually, now I think about it, you know, I always complain about how sometimes some comments are just weird, you know? Like, often they're just comments that are referring to something that I don't understand. It's like, you know, people have mentioned that maybe it's a bot. I'm not sure. They're just talking about some other random topic that's not even about the actual video, which always confuses me. I can't think of an example right now, but You know, it's kind of like it's a video about me playing this game, and then a comment is gonna be like, I like eggs or something, you know, I like turtles. It has no relevance to the actual video, and it's like that's really not upsetting. It's just weird. It's like, huh? Eh? I don't know. People use the YouTube comments. Like, I'm so used to threads, you know? Maybe it's because the dawn of the social media. Now, like, people just say things on the internet as if they're, like, throwing words into the void or something. Which, to be fair, we kind of are doing. But I'm so used to forums, you know? Forums and threads, you know? One of the main rules that forums had, the threads, and then, you know, threads still exist, I guess, but I feel like not as strong as today. I feel like, I don't know. Back in the day, you know, you're supposed to keep stuff on topic, right? If you just randomly just type a post in the thread that has nothing to do with the actual original topic, then the post gets deleted, you know? It's like, that's not relevant. Delete it, you know, by like an admin or something. So that's how I feel. But in YouTube comments, people just say random stuff. They could be suddenly just talking about what breakfast they ate, you know? Even though it has nothing to do with the video. Though sometimes, to be fair, sometimes it is a comment about the video, but like there's no timestamp, so I'm not sure what they're referring to. Which is actually something I think I did when I was younger, actually, probably. Sometimes I make a comment on the video, and it's about something that someone said during the video, but there's no timestamp, so it's like confusing. And I realized that's actually how I spoke as well, or at least typed anyway, in a video comment sometimes, when I was younger, and I didn't know, you know, how to use a computer, really. So like, it's gonna be like, oh, someone was talking about, I don't know, their favorite, I don't know, I was gonna say umbrella, that makes no sense. What do you mean favorite umbrella? So different types of umbrella? I mean, I guess there is. I don't know, like, you know, at some point in the video, for example, someone says, oh, my favorite color is red. What's your favorite color? And then you see in the YouTube comment, it's like blue, but like, you know, it's like in the middle of the video, and it's like, there's no context for it. So like, it's confusing when someone just puts an answer in the video comment without a specific, you know, context for it. I wonder if there were timestamps, you know, in older YouTube. I don't remember. But that is definitely how I kind of structured my video comments, actually. Sometimes in like a row, you know, it's like blue. Yeah, then it's like the second comment is like some random stuff like, oh, this boat is great. You know, this boat is amazing, you know, or his hat is funny, you know. It's like just the third line, it's just his hat is funny. There's no context. There's no like connecting structure to the paragraph. It's just random sentences based on the video, but like without any context. Again, to be fair, I think I've done that in the past, so I understand those, sort of. You've made comments on one video post instead to a different video that you changed to, or that, yeah, it's a weird glitch. Maybe. I heard of that happening on Twitch. Like recently. Apparently there's some kind of mobile update that like causes autoplay, I think. I think that's what it is. It's autoplay, you know, when the video ends, it automatically moves to another video. So that's why that happens. Yeah. There's some dialogue choices here, but I don't think it matters that much. Get the same information. Taboo name. You know what the fox's wedding? Heard of that? If a man engaged a woman knows her taboo name, he possessed her. It seems like it gives the same answer, because we learned about that last time, too. But yeah, autoplay like makes you move to like another video. Which also reminds me that one time, I don't really remember what it was anymore, but I remember, yeah, some guy came to my Twitch channel, and they were adding someone that wasn't even in the stream, I think. So that was weird. They were talking about some random, like some other random topic, and they were adding like a streamer that was streaming, but like it was the wrong stream, you know? So that was strange, I guess. That happened, but that happened like a long time ago. Supposedly, it's actually more common now because of the weird autoplay feature on Twitch as well. At least on mobile, I think. I don't know if it happens on desktop. Not sure. If it does, if there is an autoplay option on desktop, I probably already disabled that because I don't like autoplay. I feel like the reason why websites put up autoplay is it's kind of like TikTok, right? It's like they just want people just to keep scrolling through videos as much as possible, and like the ideal situation is when someone just falls asleep, you know, in front of their phone or whatever, and they just keep scrolling through videos. It's like free views, which is a good thing, at least from a business perspective, because it's free advertising, you know, free advertisements, free advertisement revenue. That's the ideal audience, is just sleepy people, or like babies, you know, in front of an iPad, basically. That's why I like a lot of like content directed towards kids, like the really weird content, you know. I mean, there's a whole ElsaGate thing in the past before, where like there's a bunch of people who make weird videos of people wearing like known, you know, cartoon characters, and they just do strange things. But they just put it out like all day, a million times, and had really strange content to it. That sometimes was inappropriate, but I feel like it's because it was randomly generated. But they did that to like get the attention of like, you know, children, like really young children, like babies and toddlers. And they're like, ooh, ooh, gaga, ooh, it's Elsa, or like, ooh, it's Spider-Man, you know? They don't know what's going on, they just look at the pretty colors. And then they get free ad revenue, you know? Literally like jingling keys in front of children. That's how you get tons of ad revenue. Oh, yeah, did I have to do the hide and seek thing with him? I could have just gotten the key from here, right? Or maybe it's like a thing where you can't get it until you do that little mini game. YouTube comments. Oh yeah, I was saying before, like, there's one YouTube comment that kind of upset me, to be honest, and I really should just let it go, and I have, at this point. It's been a long time. It's funny, but like, there's this one commenter, which I suppose is a troll at this point, but like, this one person, I think it was a Fata Morgana video, I can't remember, this Fata Morgana, or some other like visual novel playthrough that I did, but basically he said, you know, the classic troll comment of saying like, oh, visual novels aren't video games, why are you calling it a video game, idiot? You know, or something like that. I'm paraphrasing, but like, it's such a what's the word, pedantic, is that the right word? It's like, you know, does it really matter? Like, who cares? Is like categorizing visual novels as video games, you know, what's a video game? A video game needs to have some kind of like da 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 or whatever. I don't know, it's on Steam, you know, you can buy it on Steam, it's a video game. I guess, technically on Steam you can buy other things too, then, it's not video games. But it's not as common, usually it's just video games. Anyway, I made the mistake of replying to the comment, of being like, well, you know, I can't remember what I said exactly, you could probably look it up if you find it somehow. I probably made some kind of comment and be like, yeah, you know, it's like, it depends on your definition of video game, you know? It's like, you can categorize things in different ways. It's just kind of subjective, isn't it? Doesn't really matter. But then he continued the comment, like, I don't know, like probably like a while later, like years later or something. It was either years later or months later. And it's the same thing where it's like, you're stupid or something. I don't know, I can't remember what it was. It wasn't exactly just you're stupid. I just don't remember what he said exactly. I don't know what the comment said exactly at all. But something about like, that's dumb. Why would you think that, you know? Something like that. Like, I was trying to be diplomatic in the initial reply, you know? I was being like, you know, yeah, everyone can categorize things in different ways. If you don't think it's a video game, that's fine. It's just, you know, visual novels are for certain people. Just because you don't like visual novels doesn't mean, like, suddenly it doesn't count as a video game, and therefore it doesn't deserve to exist, I guess. I think that was the argument, something about that. I think the initial comment was like, you know, because it's a visual novel, like, why are people watching this? This is stupid, you know, or something. And, you know, and I was like, basically saying like, just because you don't like it doesn't mean other people, don't like it. There's this thing called like perspective, opinions. People can have different opinions. I don't know. Anyway, I was trying to be nice and polite and be like, it's okay to have different opinions. And it's like, and then the next comment is like, screw you, it's like, basically. I think I commented one more time. I fell for the bait. I commented one more time. I forget what I said even though, to be honest. I was definitely a little upset. I shouldn't be, because he was just trolling at that point. I feel like. They were just saying that just to troll. Honestly. Which, by the way, trolling is like overused now. I don't like it when people troll. Like, people don't troll this. When you troll, you're not supposed to like be hurting people's feelings. The original term for trolling wasn't that. I feel like trolling back in the day was just like a harmless white lie or something, right? It was just an innocent prank, not like actually just telling people to kill themselves. And people call that trolling for some reason. It's strange. No, that's just being aggressive. That's just being hostile. Anyway. Circa says something. Some people have different viewpoints about what video games are. Whatever he thinks is fun doesn't have to be what we enjoy. Try to get attention. Yeah, something like that. Everyone has different opinions. Yeah, something like that. I don't know. Again, I think they were just trolling, though. I think they were just trolling. They were just pretend. It's the age-old internet thing where, like, I was just pretending to be stupid. I was just pretending to like start arguments. Which I don't know. Some people I've learned. Some people's personalities are just into that. Which is alien to me because I hate arguing on the internet and or in real life. Really, I just don't like arguing. I don't like conflict just in general. I mean, if it's something I have to deal with, then I will. If it's something I have to confront, I guess. But if I had the choice, I would rather not have to argue with someone. Basically. Also, I've already forgotten what I needed to do. In the video game, I'm not paying attention. I'm just today's rambling stream, by the way. This is what happens when I'm like going through like repeated sections, or I'm like doing a part in the game where I've already done. I'm backtracking, stuff like that. It's when I just ramble about random stuff. There's nothing else to say. But yeah, that guy was trolling. I was gonna say, I totally forgot what I was gonna say. I can't remember, but the guy was just trolling, basically. He was just pretending to like start an argument. And oh yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, some people just love starting arguments. I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but like I feel like some people are just very competitive. I guess they love arguing. They love they like debating. They want to be in like a debate team, basically. I mean, that's what they should be doing instead of typing comments on the internet. They should just join a debate club. If they like that so much. Put that energy towards something productive instead, I feel like. I think I already went in here. Did I miss anything? It's kind of harder to actually pay attention and figure out how to progress when I'm actually not paying attention. Even though I've already went past this part of the game, it's just I don't need to pay attention, right? Okay, oh, here you go. Just gotta grab this. Another key. You can now dance. Wow. Yeah, some people's personalities just love arguing. That's just who they are. I don't know. They grow up to be politicians or something. I don't know. Which is kind of a bad thing in a way. Because what if they're like a very mean politician, Anyway, yeah, I remember commenting on that post, the guy that said visual novels aren't video games or whatever. I remember commenting, and then they replied, and I even replied again, and I totally forgot what I even said. I don't know. Well, I think I was trying to extend the olive branch somehow. Either that, or maybe I came across as upset. I'm not sure anymore. I don't really remember, to be honest. But that was the last comment, and I think they replied again. And then by that point, I'm like, this guy has got to be like, yeah, he's continuing the thread. It's obvious that he's just trying to like, I don't know, just troll some random YouTuber. Me, I'm the YouTuber. They're trying to troll a YouTuber. Can't they troll somebody like cooler though? Like, like way bigger channels than me. I'm just some guy. Anyway. I don't even have like a big stake in it anyway. As I remember when I read Fata Morgana, like I did a whole playthrough. Like that was a thing for a while where I just read visual novels from beginning to end, which is quite a task actually, as it turns out. Like reading an entire book basically, like 100 hours. It takes a while to get through, and I don't know how entertaining it is. Just me reading everything. It's funny, because I didn't have a large stake in it anyway, because Fata Morgana, I didn't love, to be honest. That's a very controversial opinion, I feel like, as well. But I didn't love Fata Morgana. It was okay. Some of the parts of the story were interesting. But overall, I just felt I kind of just was meh. I don't know. For me, that's just me. Because it was like, Fata Morgana was like overhyped, like the house of Fata Morgana specifically was hyped to be this whole very like, wow, amazing, dramatic, gothic visual novel that's like, oh no, horrible things happen, and horrible things kind of happen. But again, a lot of it was just, because of the visual novel, a lot of it's just text. So I don't know, I just don't have a very large imagination, I guess. But I found it kind of okay. Like, again, some of the stories were interesting in Fata Morgana. It was kind of this like structure where in the beginning of the game, basically it was cut into different chapters, and each chapter was like its own isolated story. But then there was like this overall meta narrative where actually the stories were related to a bigger story, and yada yada yada. It's like there's a whole thing. Oh, here we go. Oh, by the way, okay. So this part is actually important. As I've learned last stream, the choices that you make in this particular moment will actually affect the ending that you get at the end of the game, as I've learned. And I'm trying to get the last ending, which is the super duper, what was the title I had? Super duper, ultra, fabulous, amazing, true ending, which I've made up. That's the name of the ending now. So I gotta pick the right options now. It's funny, because I chose fake last time, just because I thought like, oh, it doesn't matter. But actually it does. It's fun. So, you have to choose. The feelings I said I have for you are all real. They're all real. When I said we're destined to meet, I really meant it. In fact, right now, I genuinely want to help you get home. To make you happy. And that's what I picked last time. It has nothing to do with atonement or you forgiving me. I just don't want you to be sad anymore. Okay, and that's basically it. I read this before, but those are the options they have to pick. It influences like a very subtle, like, I don't know what you call it, variable? I think it's a variable. So you call it a variable, right? A very subtle variable where if you get 2 points, that's a trigger for the ending that I'm trying to get. So, and that's one of the requirements. And the second requirement is pretty easy. It's what I did before. You just gotta get the braided talisman again, I guess. Or I keep saying talisman. It's an ornament, I guess is what we call it. It's kind of like an ear. It's like what he's wearing right here, actually. Anyway, so now we just skip all text again. Here we go. Music's great again, by the way. I keep saying that, but music's epic. I like it. Washa, washa, washa. Yeah, what's that instrument? It's a flute, right? Some kind of flute? A woodwind instrument? I don't know. Reminds me of Naruto. I don't know. Is there like a Naruto song? Or like a melody with like a flute? They're epic. They run really fast because when I hold the button down, sometimes some scenes actually move faster. I guess for some reason, it's like an RPG Maker thing. I think if you hold down the button, they actually just run really fast. You know, this song for some reason is so jazzy. Makes me think of I don't know. I feel like this would fit for like a Phoenix Wright song or something. You know, objection. You know, like a jazzy Phoenix Wright. Speaking of visual novels, by the way, I was also going to mention another visual novel that I did a playthrough of is Fate Stay Night, actually. So I went through the entirety of Fate Stay Night as well, which is crazy. And that was like a while ago. But I'm reminded of that because recently, I think, the remaster version of Fate Stay Night came out on Steam, I think. If I'm not mistaken. I don't know, I'm just reminded of that. And it's funny because when it came out on launch, there's a bunch of memes, you know, about how, like, the game was actually very glitchy. Supposedly, I'm not planning on really, like, going through it because, you know, it's just, I feel like it's the same thing. Like, the only thing I would get out of it, of the Fate Stay Night remastered version, is maybe the different translation. Like, I don't know how the translation is like, because some of my complaints about Fate Stay Night is definitely the story, right? I mean, obviously, that's the whole point of visual novel, but, you know, a lot of dialogue written in Fate Stay Night, I felt like was just kind of, like, weird, you know? And it's, like, not really all that interesting. But maybe because of the fan translation. The original fan translation, which is the translation that the only translation you had before the official one was made, is what everyone was used to. But actually, maybe the official translation with someone who's actually, you know, professional, maybe the translation is a lot better. Who knows? I'm not sure. Maybe that would assuage all my complaints, I guess. Is that the right word? Assuage? I'm not sure. Oh, I think this is different technically. I remember I read it in the script of the game files. It's like, this dialogue actually changes depending on the choices that you made in the Fox wedding. Let's see. I was just remembering how cute you look in that white kimono. Why do you always have to be such a smooth talker? I'm just telling you how I really feel. Yeah, right. Dummy. That girl Mr. Isa mentioned must be important to him if they promise to meet in heaven. Is something wrong? No, let's keep going. Alright. Okay, that's a very slight difference. It's just hinting towards his backstory involving Hinaha, I guess. Anyway. Was I talking about something about Fate Stay Night? Yeah, something about the translation. Yeah, translation for the remastered version might be a little bit better, actually. Because one of my complaints about Fate Stay Night, and I know it's a classic visual novel, everyone loves it, and I technically played the censored version, so maybe I didn't get the best experience, even though I don't think it matters that much. The only difference is, like, you get funny, like, porn dialogue about something about, like, Tosaka's anus being defenseless. I don't know, something like that. People made memes about that. I don't know. But one of my complaints is definitely a lot of exposition. You know, that's the biggest thing. Like, it was so much exposition about explaining how the world works, and magic, and like, oh, magical circuits work this way. Oh, and wizards, they use the power of imaginary blah blah blah. I was like, I don't care. I don't know. It feels like a weird textbook, you know, like a school textbook for like fictional magic, and I kind of don't really care. So that's one of my complaints, and also the fact that a lot of the monologues involving Shiro, because Shiro's usually the main character in the game. I don't know if you ever change perspective. Maybe you change perspective to Rin sometimes. I'm not sure. But, you know, the main perspective is Shiro, Emiya Shiro, and often there's a bunch of monologue, and that's usually what people point to as the main difference between the anime, and there's, like, different anime as well. There's, like, what do you call it, the Studio Dean one, was the original one, which people didn't really like. That was, like, a really weird version of Fate Stay Night. And obviously there's the better one, made by what's that studio? I totally forgot. But you know, the newer one. They also made Fate Zero or whatever. It's kind of like the prequel. Actually, I don't know if it matters if I rest, but whatever. I'll just rest anyway. But in what was I trying to say? Oh yeah, in the visual novel, the reason why people say it's better than the anime, at least people who read, you know, who like the visual novel better, is that there's a bunch more. You learn more about Shiro's thoughts. You know, a lot of more monologuing. But to be honest, that's what I didn't like about the visual novel. There's way too much monologuing. There's way too much like, what should I do? My name is Shiro. I should figure out what to do. Should I make rice for breakfast? You know, should I make fish for breakfast or chicken? Or, you know, it's a lot of just useless thoughts that don't matter, I feel like. Is what I felt. And also like horny teenager monologue as well, where it's like, oh, Saber, she's so beautiful. I sniff her hair. Sniff, sniff, sniff. You know, that as well. Which I'm like, to be fair, he's a teenager, but like at the same time, I don't want to read it. You know, I don't know. That's what I didn't like about Face Day Night. There's way too much Shiro monologuing about his thoughts that I don't care about. I don't know. Again, maybe I'm just so used to like visual novels that are ironically not really like old school visual novels, but more like, I don't know, faster paced, you know? Phoenix Wright kind of style. Which, when you rank it, when people rank it, there's like this little chart, you know, that you rank like a beginner, you know, or expert visual novel or whatever, like which visual novel is harder to read. Phoenix Wright tends to be like beginner visual novel. Even though I feel like it's not that it's a beginner visual novel, it's just that it's a well-paced visual novel, you know? It's like a good one, compared to all the other ones that just meander way too long about random stuff. And it feels more like a book, which, again, I always talk about how that there's a weird, you know, equivalency of like making a visual novel into a book, which I feel like it's not really the best way to make a visual novel. Best way to make a visual novel is to not make it into a book. It's to design it like as if it's a movie, like for, you know, like a movie script or like a TV show script, you know, like a screenplay. I think that's the best equivalence. Because when you look at a screenplay, you know, you look at it, you know, you see like how the scene is set, you know, and everything, just like very quick, like here's the scene, you know, and here's the people talking, and it's very dialogue heavy. I mean, that's what a visual novel is, right? So I feel like contextualizing it as a screenplay makes it better for pacing and much more engaging as well, rather than trying to make it into a book where you describe every little feature, you know, of like a room. Like, oh, I walk into this room, it's very musty. I look at the floor, you know, it's covered in mold, and it's like, oh, it's so wet, and it has it's made of wood, you know, it's like, it's too much descriptions of everything. That's good for like a book. For a visual novel, I don't need that. I can just look at the CG, you know, the background CG, and be like, oh, okay. Yeah, that's how I feel anyway. Too descriptive, too flowery as well sometimes. Anyway, that's my complaint about visual, like old school visual novels. I feel like maybe the translation's better. Who knows? I don't know though. But another thing about the Fate Stay Night remastered version though was definitely, yeah, on release it was very glitchy. Like, I think it has something to do with how like when they ported it to PC. Actually, oh, did I miss anything in here? I mean, you can grab a few things on the shelves. I don't know. Let me double check the bottom entrance again. What did you say? Did you say like you couldn't get past or something? I don't remember. Okay, it says not to go in there. All right, just don't go in there. You must go north instead. But yeah, the Fate Stay Night remastered version is very glitchy. Something to do with the locale, was it? Locale? Basically, whether or not your computer is Japanese, you know? Because it was ported specifically for Japanese. And when they translated it and imported it to, you know, international release, they didn't realize that if you have your computer not in Japanese, like not in Japanese mode, basically, it would glitch out. And it would mess up, and all the sprites would be weird, you know, just random glitches, a lot of visual glitches. One thing I remember in the screenshot is like when, what's his name? Issei, I think? You know, it sounds like Issa in this game. I think his name was Issei. I could be mistaken, but like it was one of the male, like, human characters, you know, background characters that don't really matter in the main plot. But he was just the guy. He's a random dude, like a friend of Shiro. And it was just like a normal day. He's like, hey everybody, time to go home. You know, it's a normal day in the classroom. But somehow the sprite got glitched, and it looks like he's like possessed by a demon. And I think that's a thing that happens later in the game. But like somehow it like swapped the sprite for him to be like a demon Issei. You know, so his eyes are like all, I can't remember what it was, but it was like it looked like a demon basically. It was like it's all dark and everything. Like for some reason, it was like a normal day in class, and then suddenly he's being possessed by a demon. Like, huh? And also other random glitches, I guess. I think there was like one time when Tosaka Rin or whatever got swapped for like a other sprite. It was the I would call it, but like the dark Sakura form, I guess. When she was like made out of ribbons. That was funny. Anyway, but yeah, the Face Day Night remaster version, it was kind of a mess when it was first released. I think it's since been fixed though. Don't know if I'll ever replay it, however. I don't feel like going through the entire 100-hour, you know, visual novel at this point. Especially if something I've already done, where the story is mostly the same, but you know. Again, I do wonder if the translation is better though. And it isn't as awkward. But I do feel like, so maybe my complaints about Face Day Night is because of the translation. Maybe the translation was a little bit amateurish, I guess. I mean, it is amateur in the sense that they weren't paid to do it, and they were just big fans of it, so they translated it. I'm assuming. What was the original translation group? It was like Mirror Moon or something? I could be wrong. Can't remember. Something to do with Moon. Probably because the parent company was Type Moon or something? Was it? Do you call it parent company? I don't know. Type Moon, I'm assuming, is the company that owns the IP, the Fate Stay Night. She's making a run for it. Ah. Actually, I'm curious. What happens if she gets caught? No, let me go. Okay. So no game over. I was wondering, yeah, can you get soft lock somehow? You get a game over here? But no, you just kind of like get stuck and that's it. They're like, wait, it's for the finish. No, bye. Okay. I was wondering, how would a game over work here? Because technically you're not playing as Hinako. Can I go over here? Can you go this way? Hey, you got me. Okay. I think I tried that last time. Right, time to talk to Tokugami before she gets decapitated. Spoilers. Yeah, and only a few like, I don't know, only a few horror moments in this game. Other than the monsters, I guess. Typical monsters, you know, I don't know. But really only two parts, you know, the hanging skeleton and the part where she gets decapitated. That's only the real, like, shocking scenes, I guess. I wish there was more. You know, I don't know. I just want a corpse party, I guess. I just want another corpse party. Corpse party was fun, because there's many different ways to die. I don't know. Anyway, back to heaven. We made it back to heaven. Turns out it's a jail cell. I was gonna say though, they reuse these jail cells in another dungeon. You know, it's like confusing because you do escape out of this place, and then you go to another similar looking place. I think it's exactly the same actually, with a bunch of jail cells, like wooden jail cells, really. Handy rock. But like it's in Hell's Edge, right? It's not in heaven, or quote unquote heaven anyway. I guess I call it heaven. It is heaven, but I don't know. It is, you know, it seems like they were lazy. Or maybe developers just reusing assets. I don't know. Is there any lore reason? You know, is there a lore reason that they use the same exact assets? Kind of reminds me of the Dark Souls games, you know? Or sometimes they definitely like reuse certain animations, you know? Like a lot of, as it turns out, a lot of the models, well not the models, well I guess they were the models, but like a lot of the animation rigs in Elden Ring are actually reused from previous Souls games. I mean, the most obvious one is the tree avatar, I guess. You can fight these big tree avatars, you know, in Elden Ring. And they have like a big butt, you know? They do like a big butt slam. And it turns out, I mean, you know, it's obvious if you played other Souls games, especially Dark Souls 1. I guess Demon Souls technically was the first time it appeared. But it's very similar to the demons that appear in Dark Souls. Or what is there a specific name for them? I can't remember. Like, there's Asylum Demon, right? Or something like that? That's a specific demon, though. Anyway. But yeah, a lot of animation being used, reused in Elden Ring that you might not realize if you didn't play the other Souls games. And sometimes I didn't realize as well. Because they look so different, but they're actually using the same animation. And sometimes, because they use the same animation, people are like, ooh, what's the lore reason for this? You know, because From Software games are all about like trying to figure out the lore, I guess. People are like, well, what's the deeper meaning of them reusing the same animation, you know, or reusing the same rock, you know, look at this rock texture, you know, they also use this in Dark Souls 3. What's the connection here, you know? Is it everything all connected, you know? Do we live in a multiverse of Elden Ring and Dark Souls? Which I feel like is false, really. Like, you know, there's this theory. It's not much of a theory, but it's more so like, you know, are all the Dark Souls games connected? You know, Demon Souls, Bloodborne, you know, Dark Souls, Elden Ring. Oh, it's all in one big universe or whatever. And it's like, well, not really. Any similarities, you know, within, at least outside of its own franchise. Technically, Dark Souls 1, 2, and 3, I mean, they're all in the same universe. Quite explicitly, but you know, outside of that, the only reason why the games share similarities is because it's freaking made by the same people. You know, it's like, come on, it's not this weird conspiracy where it's made in like the multiverse where it's like it's all connected somehow. I don't think that's true. I think it's just because the games are made by the same people. Same with you know, very similar to Legend of Zelda. People have this thing, and it's technically confirmed as canonical, but I do feel like it's just only because it's to appease the fans. But there's this whole thing about the Legend of Zelda being all connected, right? There's like a timeline, right? The timeline breaks, you know? Wind Waker is like in a different timeline, you know? Twilight Princess, you know, diverges the timeline over here, you know? All of the games are connected in this like parallel timeline chart thing, or whatever. But really, the real answer is that it's all made, you know, quite deliberately, actually. Legend of Zelda is quite deliberately made in such a way where it shares all the same concepts, you know? It's the whole point. It's not really like this weird timeline thing. It's just these games are specifically made to be very similar to each other. I don't know. I mean, Nintendo is... I'm not sure, like, if they have the same development team on each Zelda game. But I'm assuming, like a lot of their video games, they tie it together, not story-wise, not lore-wise, but conceptually-wise, right? Like, you always play as Link, you always try to save Princess Zelda, usually. You fight Ganondorf, usually. It's just that. It's not this weird, like, convoluted timeline. It's just they're made to be similar games. That's the whole point. That's how they market it, you know? The reason is that if you market it in such a way, at least according to their philosophy anyway, if you market your games in such a way where there's like a similar concept, then it's easier for people to understand what it's about and therefore more likely to buy the game. Especially if it's like iconic character, right? That's the whole point. Anyway, I don't know, I'm just talking about video games. Video games and franchises. And people like reading into something more than they should be, I guess. Is that the right word? I'm not sure. Like reading something more than they should, or reading something more than they really oughta? I don't know. It's not that they should, it's more like they're looking for something that isn't there, is what I'm trying to say. Alright, I mean, at this point of the game, I feel like you're really close. What do we do? I think we go to a purification spot, right? At this point in the story. A lot of shrines in here. I just saved like a million times, why not? Da-di-da-di-da. So we're getting close to the other trigger. So we have to go through an entire sequence, I believe, first. Oh, hurry up. I hold down the button. Go faster. Okay. What do I talk about? I don't know. I already ran out of things to talk about. I'm not really good at yapping. That's what people say now, you know, they're yapping. I have to fill in a dead air. I can't just, like, not say anything. Now here's an opinion, I don't know, just randomly in my mind, because I was thinking about visual novels, and, you know, what's a good visual novel, what's a good story, and it's subjective, I guess. You know what's a good story? Nemle's games. You know, I really like Nemle's games. Most of them were visual novels. Obviously, the most famous one these days is The Coffin of Andy and Lily. It became kind of viral, I feel like. I think partially because of its controversial theming, and also incest, you know? Brother and sister couple, or what do you call it? Shipping, I guess? I mean, the developer even baits it, you know? They even, like, post a lot of images where the brother and sister make out each other. I don't know. Something like that. Or, I don't know. Did they make out? I can't remember. I mean, obviously there was that scene, apparently, where they fucked. I don't know. I just can't... It's just what everyone expected, so, like... Or it's what a lot of players wanted. And it's just funny how, like, the developer gave it to them. In a, like, roundabout way. But, I don't know, what am I even trying to say? I don't know, I'm just talking about random things. But I like Nemle's games. Even though they're not really, technically, Nemle, the name itself, I think they've already not really using it anymore. Technically, it's a studio now, Kit 9 or something like that. Because they apparently, like, there was a doxing attempt, I think. I don't think it was successful, which is good. But there was an attempt, and maybe that's partially why they, you know, took away the Nemle name, which is a shame, because I think if you try to look for Nemle's games now, you can't find it anymore. I think the itch.io page is deleted. So you can't play their older games. As far as I remember, I mean, there's probably a way to find it, but it is a shame that the Nemle name is just not... doesn't exist anymore, you know? It's been deleted in history. Erased in the universe. Which reminds me, I guess all the links I've used, you know, in my playthroughs of Nemle's games, they don't work anymore. You know, usually I put like a game link in the video description to be like, hey, this is where you find the game. And it's like, it doesn't exist anymore. Oh well. I was gonna say though, Nemle's visual, I do feel like, is one of the best ways. At least I feel like the writing is very good. You know, ignoring the controversy. I do even call it a controversy. I think it's dumb. I don't know. I feel like it is weird, but there's a whole thing about how like, people didn't like the incest in Coffin Andy and Lily. It's like, that's like the least of your concerns. There's like cannibalism, there's a bunch of gore, you know, it's like whatever. A bunch of other random stuff that's like darker, and yet people were obsessed with the incest stuff. I don't know. And incest is not even like a very uncommon like kink, I feel like. I mean, I don't get it because it's like, it's so vanilla, you know? It's barely a fetish. Because it's like in fiction, you know? I don't know. Like in real life, obviously, it's like super weird. But like in fiction, it's not even that it's not even that of a stretch, you know. It's quite literally fiction, as in like whether or not two characters are a sibling or not is like arbitrary from the developer, I guess the writer's mind, you know. I don't know. That's how I see it anyway. Like you could write like Andy and Lady. I guess technically they're nicknames. What do you call them? They're Andrew and Ashley. They could be written as like step siblings, you know, and then no one would care. I guess. I feel like they could just be step siblings. That could even be the twist. Even I don't know. Are they twins though? Actually, I can't remember. I mean, they look like twins. They, you know, look very similar, but I'm not sure who's. There's like a younger sister, older brother kind of dynamic going on. Anyway, I feel like again the whole incest thing was just so lukewarm. You know, it's like, does it really matter? Anyway, but other than that, besides that, I feel like the writing just in general for Nemle's games and visual novels. Again, most of them were visual novels. I feel like the Coffin Andy Lily is the only exception where it was an RPG Maker game. But it's kind of basically written as like a visual novel, really, for the most part. And that's why I like these kind of games, by the way, like RPG Maker games, because they're basically visual novels, right? They're basically what I want out of visual novels, essentially. But anyway, grab this. But, it's what a visual novel should be like. It's like dialogue, it even has the advantage of like showing people moving around and everything. So you don't describe everything. The important part is the way the story unravels and the dialogue and the relationships between the characters. But what makes the Nemle stories very special, I feel like, is the conversations and the dynamic between the characters are very much different. At least, compared to, like, for example, this game. It's not a bad game, by the way, this one. But I do feel like the dynamic between Issa and Hinako, it's kind of like, meh. It's like not really that special, I feel like. It's okay. They're nice to each other, and then they argue one time. She's like, "Ooh, boo-hoo," and then they reconcile, and that's kind of it. That's the only conflict that really happens in the relationship. But in Nemle's games, very uniquely, usually the relationships between the characters are very toxic. They're very toxic, unhealthy, and they argue a lot, and there's a lot of conflict. But then there's also, it's not just conflict, but also like it's kind of like a love and hate relationship, where the characters are close to each other, but in unhealthy ways, right? And that's kind of like the theme, I feel like, in all Nemle stories. And that's really good, because it creates a lot of conflict, creates a lot of drama, creates a lot of interesting situations between the characters, and makes it, have depth, basically. And that's what I really love about Nemle's writing. It's just something, personally, I've never seen in a lot of the games I've played, anyway. And I'm reminded, and I don't know, maybe this was a bait video, but I'm reminded of a video that someone made, and it's one of the few videos that actually criticizes the Coffin Andy and Lily. Because if you look at Coffin Andy and Lily, most people seem to like it. Like, besides the dumb, who cares, lukewarm controversy about incest, besides that, most of the videos are generally like, oh, this is a good game, I love this game. This is really good, basically. And, but there's one video, and I don't want to accuse it of, like, being contrarian, but it does feel that way. Because I watched the video, I was curious one day, I was morbidly curious, and be like, this video is basically like, they hate the Coffin Andy and Lily, and like, I shouldn't watch this, but I have to, And so I did. I don't remember who's it from. I don't really remember the full video, but I remember a few points. One of the points is like the writing was bad, basically, which I wholly disagree with, and what I was saying before is basically my argument, it's like, I feel like the writing is super unique, actually. The writing, the character writing, is like, it's very strong. I don't understand the person who said like it was boring or it's bad. Like, compared to what, I'm curious what kind of writing they like, because I find, usually like the writing between characters in a lot of other video games, like a lot of similar visual novels in the RPG Maker genre, it's not the same, you know. It's very unique. Tends to be like a lot of like the tropes, you know, in other games are kind of like the characters aren't really toxic. Actually, they're kind of like, oh, hi, and they're like, hi, and then okay, we're friends, you know. That's it. It's very much typical, I guess. And again, if there's any kind of conflict, it just happens once, and then they get over it, you know, and that's it. It feels very. It's okay. It's just standard, you know. Again, compared to the Coffee Nanny Lily, where the characters are much more interesting because they complement each other very well by being horrible people, you know. It's more drama, you know, just more interesting, which is like a very good thing to do in story writing. At least if you want to make it a, like, you know, that kind of type of writing, you know, where there's like a lot of like back and forth, a lot of like tension, basically. Which is what I like about horror games, actually. Like psychological horror games, like building tension is a very important thing. It's what makes you engaged in a video game, I feel like, or at least a story. But yeah, this video, again, that said they didn't like the Coffee Nanny Lily. They said the writing was bad. I disagree. Another thing they said as well, like it was like cliche or something like that, like, which I didn't really understand. Like they basically said it was too edgy, and like because it's too edgy, it's like it's so I don't know what the word is, but like it's so common, I guess. It's like overused, and like I kind of don't agree with that either, because I don't know. I like, you know, dark themes and dark topics and whatnot. I don't think it's overused. I guess it depends on what type of media you consume, but at least in terms of like a lot of the popular games. I don't know. I don't think it's cliche. At least, again, it just depends on what type of things you consume, I guess. Whether or not it seems cliche to you, it really just depends on your own preferences. I don't know. I just kind of disagree as well. Like, I feel like the game is not cliche at all, actually. Maybe I don't read enough, like, incest, I don't know, like, toxic sibling relationship, demon summoning cannibalism games? I don't know. Well, to be fair, cannibalism is a common theme in a lot of horror games I played. But they tend to be, like, niche, though. They tend to be niche, weird indie games that not a lot of people know about, to be honest. I don't know. Like, if you wanna, like, see cliche, then, you know, play like Call of Duty or something, you know, that's cliche. I don't know, like in terms of just general video games, or like you have to look at it from a wider perspective, you know, what in terms of what is cliche is like what's like very common actually, like statistically. I don't know. Anyway, what was the other thing they said? I feel like there's some other thing they said in that video that I didn't like, but I totally forgot what it was. I don't know. I don't remember, to be honest. But the 2 points I remember is like the writing. Apparently, they didn't like the writing, and apparently, it's too edgy. I guess, which I disagree both, because again, I like edgy stuff, and again, it's a preference thing. Opinions, I guess. But I like edgy stuff. I don't know. It depends. Like, but like edgy is like very specific though. Like edgy, people have different meanings what edgy means. I feel like sometimes people, I feel like, interpret edgy as like just being racist or something, which I don't really prefer. I don't like that kind of edgy, even though I feel like that's the modern use of edgy. To me, edgy is like chunibyo, right? Like someone who's like, I'm the Dark Lord of Darkness. I'm going to use this powerful super attack to destroy the world, you know? That kind of edgy. That's the cool kind of edgy, you know? Where you like a typical, you're like a super villain kind of edgy. I like that. I don't know. Or like this guy, I guess. You know, Shizuru? He's kind of edgy. Oh, I don't know. Maybe not super edgy, but he reminds me of Sasuke. So Sasuke's edgy, so kind of like Sasuke edgy, you know? Like anime edgy, basically. I like it. I don't know. I also don't know why you complain about edgy content specifically in a game that's like psychological horror, but anyway. I do feel like the video is a little bit contrarian, but I also feel like it's just I don't know. It's just someone's opinion. They just don't like it. That's fine. It's just that when they talk about it, it's just really... They talk about it in such a way where, like, it's as if it's objective, like it's an objective fact. Like, oh, this game is too edgy, objectively. Or this game has bad writing, objectively. And it's like, no, that's not true. That's just your opinion. It's not an objective fact. That's just what you feel. You're not the authority on whether or not writing is good or bad. But again, it's kind of like... That's kind of inherently subjective, though, at least partially. I mean, there are definitely objective things you can point out. Like, objective thing you can point out for, like, writing is, for example, grammar. You know? And grammar and spelling. That's one of the most basic things. But also tone, I guess. Tone of the writing, consistency, that sort of thing. Like, you want to be objective, that's what you look for, you know? But whether or not you actually like the writing, that's subjective. As in, that's just your opinion, you know? You might not like it, but other people may. So, a lot of writing, at least, you know, I guess, fiction writing, specifically, is whether or not you actually resonate with the story in one way or another. Do you find the themes, you know, entertaining, or do you find the characters entertaining? That sort of thing. Which is very subjective. I feel like, anyway. Anyway, my conclusion is that the coffee of Andy and Lily. The Coffin of Andy and Lily. It's a good game. I'm still waiting for chapter 3, right? Was that like a thing, actually? I think they changed it so, like, chapter 3 is like, there's 2 routes. Is it like, I can't remember what it was. It was something like how chapter 3 initially was going to be 2 routes, but then they're going to extend it to even more routes or something like that in one of the developer blogs. Can't remember. Something like that. It just seems to me it's going to take a while until it comes out, which is fine, I guess. I mean, it's really good, so I'd rather the developer take their time. Like, the only thing I would gatekeep about the Coffin and Andy Lily, like, the only criticism I would have is really the community, you know? It's like, there's something you have to understand about Coffin and Andy and Lily is that the characters aren't your role models. And I do feel like, especially for younger people, they might misunderstand that. I don't know, it's like the typical thing where people just use, like, villains in the story as role models. You know, like, no, you're not supposed to... You're not supposed to, what was it? What's that TV show, The Boys, which I actually watched a little bit of. I haven't really followed it since then, but there's this guy called Homelander. It's like a Superman parody, but instead of being Superman, he's like a bad guy. Like, you're not supposed to idolize Homelander, you know? You're not supposed to, like, think Homelander's a good guy. Or, like, you know, basically any villain, really. Like, you can think he's cool and all that, or like he's an interesting character, but you're not supposed to emulate his actions. You're supposed to understand that he's evil, you know? And that's the same thing with Coffee and Andy and Lily. Like, the protagonists are not good people. They're doing bad things, and they're kind of like bad people, overall. Even though some of their motivations might be understandable or you're sympathetic to, you still have to understand that they're not exactly the good guys, you know? But that's like a lot of Nemle stories, though. A lot of Nemle stories, at least from what I remember, there really is no good guy. There's no good person. Everyone's just morally great for the most part. At least the main characters, anyway. They always do everything for, like, selfish reasons, for the most part. And everyone's just an asshole to each other for some reason? I don't know. Like, I feel like there's a theme. I feel like there's always a theme in Nemle's games. There's always, like, a guy, usually it's a guy, who's just a complete asshole, but, like, they just get away with everything for some reason, usually. And, like, there's usually, like, another character who's just neutral, that's, like, indifferent to you. And, like, you never really have, like, just a nice person, you know, that, like, does good things and also is just your pal. It never happens, I feel like, in Nemle's games. As far as I remember, I could be wrong. But there's always some twist to it, you know, where like the seemingly like polite, nice person is like they don't care about you. And there's always, again, like a character that's your foil, hates your guts, and like just treats you badly. And then they get away with it, you know? I don't know. There's some kind of theme there going on. Alright. Here's some water. As more zombies are summoned. Come on, Shizabu, use your plus 10 Uchikatana. I guess in Elden Ring it'll be plus 25. Plus 25 Uchikatana. Uchikatana. Alright, here we go again. Over here. Welcome to hell. Welcome to hell all over again. Very close to the end, so I'm very close to getting that ending. I don't know what to do after this, to be honest. I put like plus more later. I don't know what to do later. Like I have a few things in mind, but I don't know if it's any interesting. I don't know. I'll just do whatever, I guess, after I get this ending. That is probably not worth it, but I will do it anyway. Because I'm a bit of a completionist when it comes to getting endings in a multi-ending RPG Maker game and or visual novel. I guess not and or, it's just and visual novel. Like any kind of RPG Maker game or visual novel, I will always try to get all the endings usually. The only exception is dating sim style games, which I don't usually play. But like dating sim style, you know, visual novels tend to be like you're supposed to only get like one ending, I guess. Well, it depends, I guess. I don't know. I guess not dating sim, but you know, I'm trying to, I don't know what we call it. I mentioned it before, but there's definitely some games specifically made where you're supposed to get one ending. I guess like Princess Maker, for example, you know, like that kind of game. Like a simulation type game where you're supposed to only get one ending by the end. You're not supposed to get every single ending. Like any kind of game where it's like, it's stats based, I guess. Like you get your stats up, you know, you get your intelligence up, or you get your strength up, you know, and your ending is based on what your stats are like by the end, and what events you chose. That kind of thing. Where it's more simulation based rather than like story based, I guess. Those are the type of endings that I would not get, but if it's story based endings, then I would like to get all of them. Even though sometimes I probably know what's gonna happen, but I gotta catch them all. You know, like Pokemon. You know, the catchphrase of Pokemon is the gotta catch them all. Which I believe in Japanese... Actually, I don't remember. In Japanese, I remember it was... Geto daze, you know, something like that. Geto daze! Something like that. Like, I think that just means like, I got it! Or something. Something like that. It means like, literally, it just means like, get. Get, you know, like, get. They're saying like an English word, you know? And English words sound cool in Japanese. At least two Japanese people. Like, to a Japanese person. I'm assuming, anyway. They just sprinkle a few English words here and there, and they're like, ah, that's so cool and foreign. That's why they always put English words in a lot of their pop songs. Randomly. It sounds cool. Stay away from the summoner! Ina, you need to live. Have you tried living? You should try it. Ugh. Stretching. I'm just stretching. And skipping dialogue. Because I'm a pro gamer. I'm speedrunning this game. Like, actually. Bye, Nisa. And they played the title screen music. They always do that, don't they? It's like the final boss in a video game. They gotta play the main title music. Title motif. You know? Decapitated head. Look at that decapitated head. They even covered the head, I guess. It looks like they wrapped it up, you know, neatly. Gotta make sure it's fresh. That's what it looks like to me. There could be like some kind of cloth, just to hold it, I guess. To me, it looks like a plastic bag. You know, like you got it from the grocery store. Sir, I like one decapitated head, please. I like 2 pounds of it. Thank you. You know, just get one of the butchers. Oh, I moved too soon. No! Ah! Hurry up! Go, go, go! Okay. I almost messed up. Alright. One more section, though. There's another section over here. Move back and forth. I whip my hair back and forth. Never matters, but I'm going to lick this hard candy. Delicious. You know, I still also have this OMUSUBI. I remember when the first, you know, in my first playthrough, we only get one, I feel like. Did I? I can't remember. I have another one. Is there another use for it? I'm not sure. Other than healing, of course, but I don't want to use it. I don't use it for healing. That's not the point. Can't go back now. There's still something I can do. I didn't come to see Mr. Issa just to run away from him. Mr. Issa. Okay, I'm just gonna read the dialogue. I don't know. This is mostly the same, it seems like, but I'm gonna read dialogue. I was so happy when you said our paths crossing was fate, and our meeting wasn't a coincidence. Isn't it strange? We just met, and yet you saved me countless times. Now it's my turn. There has to be something I can do for you. I truly believe that. That's why I transitioned to this little animation. Everything will be okay. How do you say that in Japanese? I know it's like daishobu. Daishobu is okay. Zenbu, I think, is everything. Zenbu, daishobu? I don't know. Not sure. Anyway. Ding! I came to find you. Oh, Hina. Oh. Mr. Issa? Hina. You came. Mr. Issa. Our promise to each other had already come true. Let's go back to Meguru together. It was always my job to bring happiness to people. But now I'm the happy one. Is something wrong? I'm so sorry, Hina. The impurity has consumed too much of me. No, don't say that. Please don't say that. Mr. Isa. Hina, I'm disappearing. But actually, no. What's that light? That's the braided ornament I gave Kinuha. The impurity is melting away. It was that easy. Oh. I was also wondering, how did he... I mean, I'm assuming he had 2 earrings, because he has one in his one ear. He just gave the other one away. But I was just thinking, you know, even though he's, this god of pestilence that didn't have any real control over the crops. I guess maybe he had control to, like, destroy the crops, maybe. I don't know. Because he keeps calling himself the god of pestilence. I was just wondering, you know, how do you have the time to infuse, you know, a special magical artifact to give to someone? Like, he can do that, but, like, can't do the other thing? I'm not sure. Anyway, I guess it's just separate abilities. Kinaha. She left it behind for me. Welcome back, Mr. Isa. I'm back. Thank you for coming. Of course. I was never a fan of stuffy places. Let's get out of here. Actually... Oh, this seems new. Huh, okay. I don't know... I don't think I've seen this before. So, you know, the way I'm probably going to do this is probably, if I, you know, edit this into like a video kind of thing, this is probably what I'll cut to. So let me just, I guess, give some context. So I went through the entire game again, from the very beginning, and I did 2 things, you know, as I've learned when I dug into the game files. I've learned that the trigger for the final ending is back at the Fox wedding. You have to pick the correct choices. There's only 2 choices, I think. You have to pick the correct choices there, and also have the red ornament on you. You know, same requirement as ending 4, but this time, it's a little bit different. Let's see. What's happening? Where are we? A human, and the god of time. You made it to this place filled with impurity. The Heavenly Core told me about your situation, but it seems you don't need me. Who is that? What a warm and mysterious voice. It's almost like a god's. Excuse me. Yes? Could you do something about Mr. Isa's... the god of time's curse? Hina? The Meguru curse. Let's see. The god of time has absorbed impurity for many years. He even helped a human in Hell's Edge. I believe we can say he has done enough to repent. However, punishment is dealt for a reason. I cannot simply erase it. But if you can pay something of equivalent value, I can free him from the god's punishment. Why does Hina have to pay you? She has nothing to do with my curse. You must be aware by now that she's partially connected. Besides, you have nothing to offer in your current state. Name your price. I like 1 rice ball, please. You know, it's in your pocket. It's been there. Is it stale now? I don't know. It's been there for a while. Let's see. Your lived time and memories make up a human lifespan. Can you give me a piece of your life? What do you mean? Put simply, I would like all your memories of Hell's Edge. I like to use them and develop it into a video game that other people can play. Available on Steam now. That would also help maintain the order of the realms. You want all my memories of Hell's Edge? But doesn't that mean I'll forget about Mr. Isa? That is correct. Hina. I understand this is not an easy decision. Give it some thought and choose the path you desire. Can I save the game? Daga, kotowaru. I can't pay your price. My memories of Mr. Issa are too precious. I don't want to lose them. I'm sorry, Mr. Issa. That's alright. I don't want you to forget me either. I want you to remember me. I fulfilled my promise and didn't turn into a spirit. That's enough for me. Mr. Issa. Alright. I see the bond between you two is strong. The heavenly core will arrive shortly. I will return you to where you are. Are you back? How are you, Hina? I'm fine. Hey, I would have been devastated if you forgot about me. Please don't make that face. Okay. Hinako, there you are. I think this is the same. It seems to lead back into ending 4, you know? I was curious, so I wanted to choose Refuse, but I think it's just the same? I guess let me go through it just to be sure, though. Thank goodness, I knew you would make it, Shizuru. Oh? You two have gone pretty friendly in my absence. I see your snarkiness hasn't changed. Hinako told me what's going on. To be honest, the Heavenly Core is partially to blame. Well, aren't you modest? I don't know, it seems the same, so I'm gonna skip it. I got this ending before. It was the first ending I got, really. Oh, I guess technically not the first ending. You know, the first, like, full ending, I guess. But I'm assuming, yeah, it's just the same. It's ending 4. Yada 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 yada. It's time to leave, alright, then you go here. And I'll be home. I feel like that was a typo, by the way. The line that says, then I'll be home, is not Issa saying that. It should be Hinako saying that. Very strange that he's saying that, you know? Doesn't make any sense. It's either a weird typo in the code, or maybe it's a mistranslation. It could be like, instead of I'll be home, maybe it could be like, then we'll be home. You know, if we say then we'll be home, it makes more sense, I guess. I don't know. Anyway. Wake up in hospital. Pay a ton of hospital bills. Good thing her family is ultra rich, I guess? I don't know. I don't know. Actually, I don't know how it works for Japanese healthcare, whether or not you have to pay like a big hospital bill or not. I don't know. That tends to be a plot point, though, in a lot of video games. However, you know, like a person needing to pay for their siblings or parents, like surgery or something like that, right? That's often like a thing in like a Japanese plot or story. I feel like doesn't that come up very often? So I'm assuming it's definitely more privatized than Canadian healthcare, I feel like. They do have to pay something. I don't know if it's the equivalent of like American healthcare where, you know, you become homeless if you break a leg. I don't know. Something like that. I wouldn't know, but I don't live in the United States of America. It's all beneath me. Literally, as in it's in the South. I live north of United States of America. Alright, just to be sure, this is probably just ending 4. In which case, actually, I could've... If I knew about this, I could've gotten to this point and got all the endings without having to restart the game from the very beginning. So, I don't know, if I make an ending guide for this on Steam, which I might, I don't know, just because I feel like it. I don't know, I like helping people, you know? I might put like, you know, make sure that you choose the correct options, the fox wedding, and then you can refuse to get ending 4. Seems like if you just refuse, you get ending 4. So either way, it's always better to have gotten the right choices for that trigger for ending 5. In that case, you can get all the endings. It seems like that's what it seems like to me. Because if you have that save with the correct persuasion points, I guess that's what it was written in the code, or at least that's what it's translated to anyway. I don't know if it's a correct translation. Persuasion points? Persuasion? That's not the right word. No, it could be like favor points, really. And again, it's a variable that the player's not supposed to see anyway. It's a hidden point counter. But yeah, it's actually better to have gotten the correct. You know, if I didn't pick the wrong thing, you know, in my first playthrough, I wouldn't have need to like restart the entire game. Oh well, whatever. Anyway, let's do this again. By the way, let's do this part again. Hurry up. You're like, you know, funny face. It's a mega lolling, you know. Still mega law face. Azaru. Alright. Here you go again. Let's hurry up. Let's chase. Whee! Turns out you can walk over Kinoha's decapitated head. I didn't know that the first time. Oh, damn it. I walked too soon. No. Okay. Oh my god. You're kidding me? Obviously, this is not what I want. This is just the other ending again. Actually, usually I quit the game, but actually, can I just, I know it's faster to, like, just watch this cutscene and then go back to the main menu. Oh, I can't. I try to press the back button, it doesn't work, so I do have to go close the game, at least if I want to go back to the main menu faster. Here we go again, I get squished over and over again. Come on, let's go. Hurry up. You know, in Elden Ring, in Dark Souls, you can skip the cutscene if you lose to a boss fight. I mean, usually, at least in Elden Ring, the cutscene doesn't play again. I don't know if it's the same in Dark Souls. Probably, I can't remember. I haven't played Dark Souls in a while. I don't know, is usually the case, but yeah, at least in Elden Ring, you see the cutscene once, and then you can, or rather, I was gonna say then you can skip it. You don't really need to skip it. I mean, you can skip it the first time we see the cutscene, but usually it just doesn't play again when you re-enter the boss fight. Just quality of life. You know, when you make your RPG Maker games, especially with multiple endings, I wish it was more common to, like, design around that, you know? Where you don't need to, like, repeat the entire scene again. Because you already seen it as the player, you don't need to see it again. Like, the only exception is if it's, like, a time travel plot. Which, ironically, this game does have sort of, like, a time travel theme to it. But we don't really utilize it that much, other than, like, saving and loading, to be honest. You don't, like, get meta, you know? I was actually hoping some kind of meta mechanic, where you would have to use the save and load mechanic somehow. But as far as I know, you don't really do that, so... They just kind of acknowledge it a little bit, but sometimes, but other than that... it's not really central to the actual gameplay mechanics. I was gonna say, you know, I wish more RPG Maker games would be aware of the fact that the player will want to get multiple endings, and so they have mechanics designed around that, you know, so you don't have to repeat a million scenes all over again. It would be nice. I don't know. Even though the default assumption is that the player would not get all the endings. But what if they do, you know? Please cater to me, specifically. You know, please cater to my type of gamer, where I just get all the endings. Come on. You know, I'm assuming, compared to the original game, which, again, is probably in Japanese, and therefore there's no feasible way to play it if you only speak English. Or at least, you know, you don't speak Japanese anyway. So no one knew about it. But I imagine in the remastered version, what they added was those, you know, animated cutscenes. They added a few, I guess. Not a lot. I mean, it's that scene that just happened. Was there anything else? I mean, there was the trailer that plays at the beginning. I don't remember. I don't remember if there was anything else. Okay, and then we go through this again. There's like, hello, Hinako. I'm back to normal, but I'm disappearing. I'm turning into a ghost. I'm like, oh, actually, oh, never mind. Actually, you have my special artifact that I made a long time ago. I was like, oh, actually, I'm back. Haha. Just kidding. Just a prank, bro. Hee hee. Oh. And then whoosh, and then we get teleported by Jesus Christ. It's Jesus Christ himself. And he's like, hey guys, do you want a Deus Ex Machina? It'll be great, you know? And the first time I was presented the option, I said no. And then it just leads to an ending that I already got. So like, this time I want to say yes, obviously. Okay. Okay, I gotta be careful not to skip too fast, because I want to make sure I pick the right option. Name your price. That is correct. I'm going to, you know, specifically grab the brain cells that were involved in this whole adventure and then gobble them up. It'll be delicious. Alright, so do we pay the price or do we refuse? I actually picked refuse. As it turns out, it just leads back to ending 4, so I guess we will pay the price, you know, equivalent exchange, you know, something about like losing an arm and a leg. But we're not losing an arm and a leg, we're just losing some memories, which is not too bad by comparison. Anyway, pay the price. If you pay the price, all of your memories of this game will disappear. Wait a minute, what? What do you mean game? You talking to me directly, the player? You're gonna delete my save data? In other words, all of your save data will be deleted. Okay, wise guy. Okay, Jesus. Hold on. Hold on. Let's look at files. Save. Okay. Okay. So I like copy that. Alright, where's my documents? Backup saves. OMUSUBI. Alright. Take that, God. You think you can delete my save data? I'll just simply make a backup. It's the power of Control-C, Control-V. Anyway. In other words, all your save data will be deleted. Alright. Are you sure you wish to pay the price? You know, they make it so scary. You know, it's like, oh no! You're gonna lose all your save data! Woo! Okay, fine. I've made my decision. I'll give you my memories. Ina, don't do it. Otherwise you have to restart the game from the very beginning and get all the other endings. Don't worry, Isa. I already got all the other endings, you know, I already recorded all the footage, it's fine. I don't want to forget you, Mr. Isa. But more than that, I don't want you shackled to your Tokigami fate. You should be free. This might sound strange, but my life is more than my memories. It goes beyond that. It's deeper and more precious. That's what I think, at least. Are you sure? Yes. I will pay your price, so let Mr. Isa free. Please. Alright. I will take your memories once you reach the realm of the living. Then I will release the God of Time from Meguru. Good news. The Heavenly Court have also agreed to the circumstances. I just texted them just now. As of today, you are free from your duties as a creation god. Okay, bye. Are you back? How are you, Hina? Are you hurt anywhere? No, I'm fine. Are you sure you made the right decision? Yes. I have no regrets. I'm so glad I could set you free. I can't believe you. Hinako, there you are. Thank goodness. I knew you would make it, Shizuru. Oh? You two have gone pretty friendly in my absence. Okay, this seems like the same dialogue. Help. I see your psychiness hasn't changed. Hinako told me what's going on. I don't know. Heavenly Court's partially to blame. Aren't you modest? Shizuru's a kind person. I know. Giggle. All is well that ends well, finally going home. Alright, it's time to go home. There's an official path. Go straight to find series of gates, pass through all of them, you'll reach the realm of the living. Well, this is it. Finally get to say goodbye to Hell's Edge. Thank you for all your help. Didn't do it for you. Good. Now go. Okay, I don't know, I'm just going slow in case there's anything new, but I guess that's it. Alright, let's move on. Unless anything more to talk about? And I'll see you partying around. Why do you keep talking to me? Are you sad to leave? Again, one more time. I unlocked the special Shizuru ending by talking to him 10 times in a row. No? I guess not. Anyway. I just have to go straight and I'll be... let's go together. Yeah. Alright. La-di-da-di-da. Okay, oh, this is new. Once I leave, my memories will disappear. Will I ever see you again? I'm sure you will. Don't look at me like that. Although you look cute no matter how you look at me. This is no time to be joking around. I guess you're right. Then I'll change the subject. Okay. Remember when you asked to borrow my strength? It was actually you who lent me your strength. You're the one who saved me. I'm so grateful for that. Thank you for sticking with me. I heard you loud and clear. Mr. Isa, I'm honestly devastated to say goodbye. If it's okay with you, I hope our bond continues for a very long time. As long as we're connected, can we meet again? Of course. I'll never forget you. We might lose our memories, but we will always remember each other deep down. Cut it out, you're embarrassing me. Haha, I like the way you think. Easy for you to say. That's the face I know and love. We cannot forget and therefore do not remember. This is it. See you later, Mr. Issa. Right back at you, Hina. Okay, so that's slightly different, specifically regarding the memory loss. And then, she wakes up in the hospital as usual. Okay, this is actually slightly different. So, I feel like I had a dream, but I forgot what it was about. But I feel like I worked really hard. At first, it was for myself. But then it was to help someone else. Wait, who was I trying to help? Hinako! Yeah, okay. So that's just to confirm that she lost her memories. Now she won't be crazy. Again, I'm just thinking like the other endings where she does wake up, but then she remembers everything. I feel like everyone would just call her crazy. Like you were La La Land. Like none of that was real. Hinako. It was all a dream. What nice weather. Grandma. What's kind of sad about this ending actually is that she probably forgot about her grandma. At least her meeting with grandma, so she doesn't get that closure anymore. I feel like the game doesn't really specify that, right? Unless, well, the exchange was her memories in Hell's Edge. Like I don't know, like a lawyer thing, it's like a legal loophole, but maybe she still remembers her time in heaven. Technically, she doesn't remember her time in Hell's Edge specifically. I don't know. I don't know if that counts. Good morning, Hinako. Don't get run over by a car. Haha. I don't know. Feel great. Here's Onigiri. In Meguro traffic, child was killed. And then another girl got hit. Ha. And then driver was a 35-year-old office worker. Wait, was there any like conclusion to that? Was he just a serial? Because the car crashing, I think, happened even before that. Apparently people just kept getting run over, as far as I can tell. In like the news, it kept saying like people kept getting run over. So like it's a weird like serial killer that runs people over with his car. Okay, well, stop by the forest shrine. Never go to the other house. Can I just break into another person's house real quick? No? Come on. Same gossiping ladies. We were so worried. Be careful crossing the street. Don't get run over by a car again. Morning, Hinako. Morning. I'm glad your injuries heal. Thanks. Don't push yourself. I'm gonna stay with Kuro a bit longer. Kuro? That name sounds familiar. Ah, okay, there you go. That confirms it. So she also doesn't have her memories when she was in heaven. So she does, yeah, she probably did forget her memories involving meeting her grandma as well. Well, that's kind of sad. Again, she doesn't have that closure anymore, right? Alright, time to head to the forest shrine. As usual, it's just a thing we do. No relation to some Bishonen, that controls time, don't worry about it. Ever since I came to, I've had a habit of stopping by the shrine. Who was that person who saved me? Uh-oh, it's time for school. But it's such nice weather today. I still have time to spare. Maybe I'll eat my OMUSUBI here first. Huh? What's happening? What are you doing here? Okay, who's talking? I'm not sure. Is it this guy, I guess? So, what are you doing here? What about school? I can't believe you're eating OMUSUBI. Some things never change. That's strange. I feel like I know this guy. But he's not a friend. You know, he's a complete stranger. I need to call the police. We've never met. And yet, who are you? Me? Well, Hina. Or should I say Hinako? I came to see you. Ending 5. Okay, he does get... That's what I was thinking, that he gets reincarnated. He still is like a... It looks like a grown adult still. I don't know, this is kind of weird. It's like... He still seems older though, I feel like. I got ending 5. Yeah. But there you go. So that's the true ending, I guess. He gets, I'm assuming, reincarnated. Well, either reincarnated or like... I'm not sure actually. I mean, he has a different hair color and everything. He looks normal. So I don't know if he's still technically a god. So he could just turn into a mortal anytime he wants, or he really did get reincarnated and like basically, you know, lost his powers but becomes a normal human being, basically. Still might be a little problematic. I don't know. Maybe? It's just like he looks a lot older. I don't know. Like, he looks old enough to be her teacher. So isn't that gonna like cause some problems? I don't know. Anyway. So there you go. So that's like the final special ending. If you do everything correctly, then she gets a boyfriend. I guess she gets like an older boyfriend, I'm assuming. And there you go. Wee, funny little sprites. Now, when they say my save data got deleted, does that also include the gallery? Because it'd be funny because you got the final CG or whatever, but then it gets deleted, so you don't get the memories collection. You don't get the full collection. The end. Wow. Even the flesh monster is here. You didn't even notice. I guess everyone's here. Oh, and this little scene? Now, is this scene different? Yeah, I don't know if this stinger is a little bit different. Let's see. Chizuru. You really proved yourself in Hell's Edge Instant. Thank you, sir. I have a new mission for you. I'm sure you're aware that the God of Time has returned to Meguro Forest. I am. He completed his role and returned to the realm of the living. Correct. However, Megur's impurity has begun to build up, and accidents and illnesses are on the rise. Small spirits have appeared as well, causing paranormal incidents. I would like you to go to the realm of the living as a human, and help purify Meguro. What? I believe you know a girl in a town from Hell's Edge? That would surely prove helpful. She doesn't remember everything though, in this timeline anyway. Yes, sir. Good luck. Thank you, sir. Okay, so that's slightly different, but otherwise, it's the same, really. It's sequel bit again. You know? Assuming there's OMUSUBI too, and it's just starring Chizuru. Oh, here you go. So, I was missing this CG, by the way. Well, what unlocked this? I'm not sure, but... all together! You know, I actually have no idea what unlocks this one specifically, but I'm assuming it's by getting all the endings. If I had to guess. I'm not entirely sure, but yeah, I was wondering what the requirements for like unlocking this one. So we did get the final ending, it was this one. This random stranger. She meets, you know, she meets a random stranger and they And they get together, I guess. I don't know. She doesn't know who he is. Anyway, I guess that's it. That's the video game. I'm assuming as well. Yep. I try to continue. There's no save data. I mean, which is fine. I think I literally got everything. I mean, not literally, but I mean, I got all the memories anyway. So I feel like that's basically 100%. But there you go. That's OMUSUBI. I guess I'm assuming, you know, I'm gonna use all this footage and like try to, you know, eventually sometime, you know, down the line, try to like edit it and, you know, turn it into like a video series, like properly for YouTube. I guess this is where I give my final thoughts. So let's see. Well, I mean, it was a good game. Overall, I think it was pretty good. It's definitely high quality. I like the sprites and everything, obviously. I think everything visually was well made. Music is amazing, by the way. I don't know, maybe I just have a soft spot for this type of genre. I don't know what it is. It's kind of like, it's not really traditional Japanese music, but like it's reminiscent of it, I guess, but with like a modern twist. I like it. I don't know. I really like it overall. I don't know, like I don't know. It's funny, maybe partially because I think I saw Dovo Syndrome at some point in the credits, which is for public domain music. So I don't know, maybe partially some of the songs are just public domain. You know, I say how the music's so amazing, but actually it's just public domain music. I don't know. It works well either way. Let's see, anything else in terms of game mechanics? It was okay. Nothing that comes to mind as particularly special, but there was definitely a variety of, you know, little mechanics, you know, a few puzzles here and there, some stealth sections, a lot of chase sequences. I guess the only thing I didn't like was the chase sequences, I guess, only because it's made in RPG Maker. Just kind of like the engine's problem, I don't know. Even though it's a very common mechanic in a lot of horror RPG Maker games where you get chased by a monster and everything, it is a little annoying sometimes because it's still kind of clunky, to be honest. Like run away from monsters. But I guess overall it's okay. I guess the number one thing, I just didn't like the very beginning, you know, the very first chase sequence is annoying. Like I understand how it works, like you know, the monster teleports around after making a sound. It just kind of tricks you though. Like it teleports once behind you and then in front of you and then behind you and then behind you again and then in front of you and then behind you. You know, it's like it's for some reasons it's very hard just for like the first chase sequence. I wish they toned it down a little bit, but anyway, that's just a very small complaint comparatively. Anything else? I don't know. I mean, in terms of writing, I mean, in terms of translation, it's, you know, well done. Definitely a lot better than if it was made by, like, a random person. Like, I've played a lot of RPG Maker games that are translated, even, like, ones that were officially published on Steam and everything, but they used, like, a translator that wasn't very good, to be honest. You know, the translation was, like, very bad. But this one was good. This one was a good translation overall, I felt like. There's a few typos, I feel like, a little bit, maybe. But generally speaking, like, you know, 99% of the time, it was fine. So I think they picked the right person, you know, to translate the game. Or I don't know if the person or like a team, I'm not sure. But overall, it's a good translation. So I think I'll give it points for that. You know, it's very important, though, you know, especially for like a very story-focused game, right? So that's very good. I don't know, overall it's a well-made game. Like in terms of quality, it's worth the money, you know. So yeah, I don't really regret paying like a couple bucks, you know. How much was it? I don't remember what the price was exactly. It wasn't that expensive. It's a pretty cheap game overall. Actually it's $13.99 Canadian. I don't know. It's not expensive, but it's not the cheapest thing in the world either. I don't know. I mean, for an RPG Maker game, I guess it's subjective whether or not you think it's worth it, I guess. I think it's alright. It was alright. I think it was worth the price overall. What else? I'm trying to think. What else? What do I feel about the game? I don't know. I don't think I have anything else to say like positively. It's just like yeah, it's just overall it's just a well-made game. It's just good quality. In terms of what I don't like, again, it's like it was just the chase sequences sometimes. I guess the characters as well. They're all right. Like they're not bad. I feel like the writing of the characters themselves, especially the main characters, like it's kind of obvious that this is not a very well subtle like hidden otome dating sim. I feel like it really is just a rom, what do you call it? I'll say rom-com. It's not rom-com, but it's a romance thing between the characters. It's so obvious. I don't know. Like like the only thing I would have liked better is definitely more focus on horror. And there is, yeah, speaking of horror, actually, yeah. And there are moments, there are definitely a few moments, and a couple moments specifically, where there's definitely some shock value there, which I like. I do like shocking stuff sometimes, like a little bit. But I do feel like, really the meat of the game really was just the relationship between these two characters. It just felt like a dating sim, to be honest. And there's a lot of side scenes as well. And maybe because this is the remastered version, maybe that's why. I wonder in the original version, which I don't really know where to get because, again, I don't think it's ever been translated. But I do wonder, maybe in the original game, there wasn't as much emphasis between the two characters, right? Not as much like little extra scenes. Maybe in the remastered version is the reason why it's more fleshed out. But because of that, though, it felt like in terms of pacing anyway, really very much like focus on these two a lot. Which I guess is fine. It's just I'm not really into at least romance being like the main plot point, I don't know, it's just not really what I like about stories, I guess. But it's alright. It's like I don't hate it necessarily. It's just there. It's like it's alright. Like, I don't know. Maybe some people are much more, I guess maybe not dead on the inside, it's like they're much more like they're crying. They're like so beautiful. Wow, these two, I love these two. I don't know. I just don't feel anything. I'm like, whatever, Like again, I'm much more. If there's romance in a story, I'm much more interested if the romance is like twisted. Like it's like it's toxic or there's a yandere or something like that. That's just more interesting to me, right? Because it's more dramatic and everything. Like if it's just a vanilla love story, I'm like, I've seen those already. And it's like, all right. I don't really get much engagement, I guess, or not engagement, but I don't know. I don't get much satisfaction, I guess, from characters just being lovey-dovey. I don't really hate it. It's just kind of there. It's all right. But I do feel like that's kind of like what the main plot is. This whole tragic backstory of like falling in love with a human, and like he's trying to find that human, and coincidentally he meets the main character Hinako. And they go through a whole adventure, and like they might be in love with each other, but he has feelings for someone else. Classic love triangle. But then the big twist is like actually turns out the woman he loved is actually the same reincarnation of Hinako. So it turns out they were fated to be each other. It's like it's again very cheesy tropey love story, I guess, to me anyway. Besides the potential, age gap here, which I'm not. I don't want to get into it too much because I understand it's just an anime trope, whatever. It's just fictional. Who cares? But like, I do feel like that's kind of glossed over. It's good. I don't know. It's just very idealistic, I guess, in terms of the romance. Anyway. Besides all of that, overall though, I think it was a pretty well made game. Getting all the endings though, I don't know, it was worth it. At the end of the day, it was just to get the CGs, I guess. Get the funny little CGs. Actually, I like this one. Even though this one was the most bittersweet of the endings, I like this. I don't know. It feels like I don't know. I'm just a glutton for like tragedy. What do people call it? They call it like despair porn, you know? I don't know. I like it though. I like it when there's like tragedy, you know? You know, and not just full on, just it's hopeless and everything is horrible all the time, but like, you know, tragedy with a hint of hope, I guess, or like with a bit of like bittersweetness. You know, that's what I like. I like bittersweet. I like stories that are kind of sad, but also with a bit of, you know, good as well, right? A mix, right? I like it when it's like there's a mix. So I like this CG in particular. But anyway, but getting all the endings though is just kind of like just collecting all the different things, little bonus stuff as well. But overall, at least the main endings seem to be mostly the same. I guess the big two divergences is definitely the whole time loop thing, which I actually kind of wish they did more with. You know, I feel like it's a bit of a lost opportunity because they mentioned how his whole power is involving time and everything, but they didn't do much with it. I feel like there's like the main divergence is if when you die, you know, in the final boss, basically the final like chase sequence, you get teleported back, you know, in the beginning of the game. And kind of like that implies like a time loop and everything. I found that actually pretty cool. That's a cool like little twist. Actually, I like that, and you know how that ties back into the beginning of the game and everything, and then the whole theme of like, you know, I feel like anyway, the whole theme of the game is like not having regrets, right? Not dwelling in the past and moving on. You know, that's explicitly told to you. You know, but also it's like it's because of his power involving time travel, and also the fact that, you know, again, the whole reincarnation thing. That's the whole point, right? He moves on instead of like dwelling in the past about his dead lover. You know, he moves on and dates this high schooler instead. I guess, something like that. Anyway, but that's the point, right? That's the whole point, is to like move on. And also, I guess the connection. I guess OMUSUBI again is kind of like a double meaning. It also means like the bonds between people is the idea. But I do feel like the theme of like, yeah, having no regrets or like moving on, I feel like it's a more powerful theme. And I kind of wish they did more of that. But you know, it's fine. It's fine as like its lone little ending. You know, the two endings you get if you time loop back into the beginning, I guess. Anything else? Yeah, anything else I want to say about the game? I'm not sure. I don't want to ramble for too long. I feel like I'm rambling for quite a while, so actually, I probably want to just conclude now. So there you go. So, you know, that's it for OMUSUBI. Got all the endings. Pretty, like, high-quality RPG Maker game, you know? There you go. I want to see more of these. I want to see more of these, like, remastered, like, RPG Maker games, especially the ones that I haven't seen. Definitely, there are a lot of famous ones, right? That got fan-translated, like, 10 years ago or something like that, you know, a long time ago. And then, you know, like a lot of people know about it because people make YouTube videos about it. But like, what about these type of games? I feel like these type of games, like OMUSUBI in particular, like it's kind of not well known, at least in the West, right? So I want to see more of these, right? And especially a good translation. This is one of the rare ones where it actually got a good translation. So I do want to see more of these type of games. It's really one of my favorite genres, really, like horror RPG Maker games. So I want to see more. But anyway, for now though, I guess I'll do my usual sign off, at least for the video. For the stream, I'm probably not done yet, but at least, you know, for the video, I'll do my usual sign off. So, if you didn't know, I actually stream these games live. So if you're interested, you can head over to my YouTube channel and subscribe. You can change the notification bell from personalized to all to get notified when I go live. You can also follow my Twitch and Twitter as well. Thanks for watching. Until next time, see you then. Oh man, I don't know, I really love the main title music as well. Again, the vocal chorus. It's really good. I don't know, I really like it. Anyway, but yeah, there you go. So that'll be it for this game. It's only been 2 hours though, so I guess I'll do something else. I'm not entirely sure what I want to do. Should I do this game? I don't know. It's like this weird Giantess game demo. I don't know. I have nothing else to do. How long is it? SAEKO. There's a game called SAEKO Giantess Dating Sim. It was on my list. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how long it is though. Was it only like an hour or so? Hey, it's fine if it's just an hour. That'd be perfect, I guess. I can end the stream a little bit early, but unless it's like, how long to beat? Does it exist on howlongtobeat.com? Oh, it's just demos, so it doesn't exist yet. Any reviews? There's no reviews because it doesn't come out yet. But basically, I'm looking into this game. I saw it on like a Twitter post, I guess. I don't know. Twitter does this thing now. It's not a recent thing, but like, I remember a time when they didn't do this, but they do a thing now where like, you're recommended random tweets from other people that you don't really follow. I'm assuming it's algorithm based, you know, just like on YouTube. They like recommend you videos of people randomly. But I saw this on Twitter and be like, oh, you know, this person's making this. I was like, oh, it's a horror game. Oh, okay, that looks interesting. Even though it's called Giantess Dating Sim, which is like, just it seems very trashy. But apparently there's a twist to it. I don't know. Apparently there's a horror twist to it. You know, that scene here is a horror twist, so I might want to try it. I guess I'll give it a shot. Again, I don't know how long the demo is, though. I guess I'll try it out. But that's the plan. So let me, I guess, close this game, OMUSUBI, even though the music is great. I guess I'll open this. How does this launch? Oh, should I game capture? It's in full screen, so. Okay. This game concludes descriptions of cruelty and sexual language. Please play your own discretion. Okay, well, I guess it starts here. I was hoping for like a main menu. Oh! The moon was bright that night, streetlight shells flickered in the puddles. I kind of want to stop at the main menu, because I kind of want to like... cool pixel art. I like the anime pixel art. I want to change my title and everything, you know? Oh, there you go. Okay. That was just a little preview. Okay. So I want to play this game next, so let me change everything, basically. I gotta change my titles and everything. Hold on. What do you call this? SAEKO Giantess Dating Sim. It's a demo. I'm just doing a demo. I'm assuming the game hasn't come out yet, right? It says their planned release date 2024. Very vague. When in 2024? But I'm just playing the demo, so put that in my title. SAEKO Giantess Dating Sim. I mean, obviously it's the weird, you know, fetish where like it's a giant woman, but like I'm hoping it's not just that, you know. I'm not really interested in just playing a weird fetish game, to be honest. I more so want the horror part, you know. I don't really like fetish games. This is a fetish game on YouTube where like the characters. There's one thumbnail that I keep seeing about like a girl that like eats stuff and she gets bigger. Her stomach gets bigger. It's like a weird inflation fetish. I don't like that fetish. I don't know. It just seems uncomfortable. You know, eating that much food and then your stomach expanding. Doesn't that give you a stomach ache? Seems painful. Anyway, let's see. I don't know how to describe this to me as like a stream title. I guess my title will be "He's a Big Girl." I don't know. That's it. No context. Let's see. That's that, and then change the YouTube title as well. Oh yeah, and I should also put the let's see, the link. Game link in the description. Should do that. Okay, save. Alright. I think, yeah, I think my title has been updated, hopefully. Title is She's a Big Girl. You know, SAEKO Giantess Dating Sim demo. Again, I don't know how long this is. Hopefully it's about an hour. You know, then I'll probably stop after an hour. Because I just want to fill in the stream time, you know? Because I feel like 2 hours is just too short, you know, for like a full stream. Alright. But before I begin, of course, since it's been 2 hours, I kind of want to take a quick break though. So I'll probably just gonna grab a snack, go to the washroom. I'll be right back after a few minutes. Then I'll play SAEKO Giantess Dating Sim, which I imagine if you know other YouTubers have played this, have probably put in the thumbnail like super clickbaity, like fetish stuff. You know, it's like, you know, I get bored by big giant anime girl or something. I don't know. Is there vor in this game? I don't know. I associate like giant women with like vor. I feel like it's a common thing. I'm not sure. Anyway, BRB. Alright. Let's see. Actually, let me check the store page again. I guess I would do my usual introduction, right? Who's it made by? You know, it's made by Safe Haven Studio, I guess. You say their developer name, even though the Haven is without an E. I'm assuming you still pronounce it as Haven. All right. But yeah, actually, any settings I should be doing? Does it do anything? I don't know. Doesn't even do anything. I make it louder. Can I make it louder? Maybe a little bit louder. Testing. I'll leave it as that. Alright. Okay. So let's begin playing this game. Shit, let me... I always stall. Hold on. Wait, let me double check. Got that updated. Alright. I think so. Anyway. Let's begin this game. I guess, I'm assuming I'll, again, turn this into a video. So let me do a little introduction, I guess. How would I introduce it? Hello, welcome to SAEKO Giantess Dating Sim, a little adventure game developed by Safe Haven Studio, available on Steam. This is just a demo, though, because at least the time of recording this, it hasn't come out yet. But it looks interesting. I mean, to be honest, I kind of saw this on Twitter. It was recommended to me, and I was wondering, like, why is Twitter recommending me this weird fetish game? However, as I've learned, it's not just a fetish game, hopefully. It also has some kind of horror twist to it, so, that got me interested. Usually I don't play any kind of dating sim unless it has some kind of, like, interesting twist to it, so I guess we'll see what it's about. I guess a little bit of warning, though. I don't know in the demo if it'll get to that part, but I guess, there might be some disturbing elements, so viewer discretion is advised. Let's begin. Start a new game. Oh, you're finally up. I was worried, since you suddenly fainted. You've been asleep the whole time. But it looks like I was worried for nothing. How are you feeling? Nothing hurts? I'm fine. My head's just a bit blank, but... But? Maybe I'm still dreaming. In front of me there's a huge human, as big as a wall. I knew it. I would look that way to you, wouldn't I? But this is reality. I can see your little figure just fine. And it's not that I'm big. Take a look around you. Is this a desk for giants? Wrong again. I'm a normal human. And this is a normal desk. It's a study desk made of red pine. I've been using it for 10 years or so. And that reminds me, I'm also using like a desk that has been with me for quite a while. I don't know how long it's been. More than 10 years probably as well. It's really messed up actually. Like I also kind of eat on my desk, in front of my computer as well. So it's like, I don't make a big mess, but it's just like sometimes the heat of the food, kind of messes with the wood. There's a lot of scratches. Anyway, I'm just reminiscing about this desk. It's been with me for a long time actually. Like I moved like 3 times already, and I still kept the desk. Anyway. But yeah, now for the correct answer. You're the one who's gotten smaller. That's why everything looks big to you. Okay, so yeah, okay. I was wondering about that. So she's not big, we're just small. What is it, like 5'11" versus 6 feet? That's the meme. Why? Who knows? I like the answer myself. I saw you walking outside, tiny as a doll. I thought it'd be dangerous for you to be out there, so I took you home right away. So this is your home? Correct. Just an 8 tatami one-room apartment. But it must look as large as a palace to you, right? Yeah. Hey, what are you going to do now? The outside world is full of dangers for a tiny thing like you. I'll help you look for a way to change it back, so why don't you live with me until then? I'll take care of everything for you while you're here. Thanks, I guess that works. Are you feeling nervous? Don't worry, you aren't any trouble at all. Alright, tell me about you. What's your name? What kind of person you are? My name is Ren oh, what's wrong? Huh? You can't remember? Don't tell me you've lost your memory. It seems like it. When I try to remember anything besides my name... Oh dear. That's a bit of a situation. Okay, I'll help you find a way to get both your memories and your size back. We can work together. Oh, I haven't introduced myself yet. My name is SAEKO, written with the character Sae, meaning cold and clear like moonlight. Okay. Is this game made originally in Japanese, or is it just a weeb game? You know, I feel like are the developers just weebs? I'm not sure actually, because I feel like definitely the setting is definitely Japan. You know. Nice to meet you, SAEKO. It's nice to meet you too. I hope we'll enjoy our time together. It's a big hand, very detailed hand. Now get on my hand. No need to be afraid. It'll be fine. Let's go together. I'll give you a full tour of your new home. October 4th, 2008. 2008. Well, 2008 feels like it was last year, but it isn't. It's been a long time. And here we go. Prologue. Bryn. We have 10 sparkles and 30 hearts, whatever that means. Can't save the game. I'll save the game. I wake up in darkness. The space smells unfamiliar. It's a large, cool, and more than anything else, dark. Breathe in, breathe out. That's a big iPod, you know? Remember iPods? Crazy. Again, it just feels so recent, you know? It was so recent that it was a thing, but now it's not. Getting so old. As my eyes adjust, outlines come into focus. At the same time, I'm struck with an odd feeling in the back of my head. Something hard is pushing against my head. I stay my back as I grip around my hand. The texture reminds me of something. I must have touched it before. Is this a peanut? Am I sleeping on a peanut? I guess I'm sleeping on a peanut. My pillow is long, with a round shape. It has a dent in the middle, a perfect fit for my head. Peanuts aren't supposed to be this big. But this texture is definitely a peanut shell. I can feel the countless narrow valleys running along its dry, hard surface. If I focus, I can feel the prick of each and every lumpy ridge in my head, even while lying down. Ouch! My unwitting shriek echoes through the large space. You awake? You're finally awake? Caught you crossing that border just like us and that thief over there. And I always misquote that, by the way. I don't remember the Skyrim intro. I just remember, like, you know, you're finally awake. Ah! Hey, you don't have to be that shocked. Lucky you've seen a ghost. Sorry, I didn't think anyone else was around. That's so. I was by your side the whole time, though. There are other people here, too. Maybe it was too dark for you to see them. Oh. Did you have a nightmare or something? You let out quite a scream when you jumped up. You look so comfortable sleeping in that perfect bed I made for you. Huh? It's your first time sleeping here, right? I gave you a pillow while you were asleep. Figure you need one. And that's something that was just the right fit. So, you got some good rest, right? So you're to blame for the peanut pillow. Wait, what's got you grinding your teeth? Nah, don't answer. I already know. You're anxious, right? Since you're so tiny all of a sudden. Yeah, I guess apparently we're inside like a... I don't know, this is wooden? So I'm assuming we're inside what do you call it? A drawer, right? We're inside a drawer. And there's other people here. There's other tiny people, I guess. Is this a thing? Is this like an epidemic or something? You know, it's like, why are people turning small? You know, it's like, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, basically. I wonder if it's a naturally occurring thing, or is this giant lady specifically turning people tiny? I feel like, I don't know. Anyway, yeah, since you're also tiny all of a sudden. And SAEKO just goes off who knows where. She told you to wait here too, right? Yeah. This is just a desk drawer, you know? It looks like a huge arena to us. Normally you put textbooks and pencil cases in here. That means we're smaller than that. To tell you the truth, I'm new here myself too. I only got here yesterday, so I understand how you feel. Though getting a peek at how a cute girl lives is pretty exciting for me. What? Anyway, we're both new, so let's get along. My name's Moko. How about you? I'm Ren. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you, Rennie. I don't think a cute nickname like that fits me. But wait a second. Are you actually, okay, another person. Shadow person. Moko, did you take the peanut? Yep, what about it? Sorry, there's something I forgot to tell you. Could you come over here for a moment? Sure, I guess. Man, from the tone of his voice, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get a scolding. Hey Ren, could you help me out a bit? Help you how? I feel a bit scared, so I'm gonna hide in the corner. Could you get everyone's attention away from me? You're gonna hide? How am I supposed to get people's attention? Easy, just talk to everyone, introduce yourself to people, and keep their eyes off me. Time for me to hide now. Counting on you. Moko finishes speaking as quickly as she started, and disappears into the darkness of a dash. You know, how could you hide in like a desk drawer? You know, it's a square. Or, well, it's not maybe not exact square, it's like a rectangle. Anyway. She really went and hid herself. I have no idea where she ran off to. But now I can feel other people staring at me. There really are people other than Moko here. Moko's asked me to talk to other people to keep her safe while she's hidden. I'm scared, but I'll give it a try. I can talk to everyone by selecting them using my mouse cursor. Let's break the fourth wall there. Okay. And so you notice there's like numbers associated with the characters. Wonder what that means. I also wonder... I mean, I don't know if I'm spoiling the entire story, but I do feel like this is just a metaphor for like a toxic relationship, you know, where like you're like pathetic and like you're like a low part of your life, and then like a lady comes in, you know, and be like, here, you can live with me and I'll totally take care of you and all of your needs as long as you do everything I say, and basically I treat you like a pet, basically, you know. But like literally, this is like a literal thing, you know, like that's how you like write stories in fiction. You like you there's like there's a metaphor, but there's also a literal aspect to it. Anyway, let's talk to this person, I guess. This is the voice of the man who spoke to Moko earlier. I don't know what he's like, but Moko was afraid he might be angry. It's nice to meet you. Would you mind if I talk to you for a little while? Of course not. Why are you acting all stiff? Well, Are you feeling nervous? Don't worry. You can relax. Take a few deep breaths. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Are you feeling a bit calmer now? Want to do another cycle? Well, what are you, my therapist? Very well, I don't know. Do therapists do that? I feel like, you know, the whole idea of like breathing in, breathing out, you know, whatever, just like it's a thing to slow down your heartbeat. The theory is that if your heartbeat is lower physically, then psychologically you also feel calmer. But I feel like that theory has been debunked a little bit, though. You know, the idea of like using your own body to like psychologically like put you in a different state. I mean, maybe it works, but I've heard there is some like debate, you know, whether or not that actually is the best thing to do sometimes. You know, for example, I think like What was it? There was this, like, again, I'm going on a whole tangent, but I totally remember there's this whole thing about an experiment of how people, like, if you, like, put on, like, a very confident, like, what do you call it? Like, confident pose, I guess? Like, the body language you communicate towards people to show how confident you are, you know? Like, standing up straight, you know? And, like, looking people in the eyes and everything. Supposedly, that helps you feel more confident as well. At least that was the supposed experiment. And I don't know if maybe I'm wrong. It could be something else. I can't remember what it was. Or was it smiling? Or was that another thing? I can't remember now. Something to do with, like, I don't know, something to do with, like, body language. How, like, basically, if you want to feel a certain way, you basically force yourself to feel that way by emulating it through your body language, is what I'm trying to say. Something like that. And now it was very popularized for a while, and it became common advice, you know? But as it turns out, I think that was debunked. Yeah, as far as I know. I could be wrong. But I feel like that was debunked. So the whole idea of, like, doing that to physically make you feel something is not always the correct thing to do. But I don't know. Then again, maybe just breathing in, you know, maybe just getting enough oxygen in your brain is good enough, you know? It's like, whatever. I'm just overthinking it. Anyway, I think I'm fine. I do feel a bit calmer. Great to hear. Your face looks less pale, too. Wait, I haven't introduced myself. My name's Taki. Nice to meet you, friend. It's nice to meet you, too. Wait, why does Taki know my name? Oh, you're wondering how I know your name. It's nothing special. SAEKO told us before you came here. She said someone named Rin was coming, so we should be nice to you. She also let us know the rules. I see. That makes introductions easier, but what are the rules SAEKO told him? You want to know what the rules are, don't you? I'll explain after this. I wanted to tell Moko too, but... So that's why he called out to Moko earlier. Exactly. I was going to tell her, but it looks like she thought I was angry, so she ran off to hide. Makes sense. Oh wait, he seems nicer than I thought, which is good. It's like he's reading everything on my mind. It's nice not having to talk, but it's a bit scary. And now you're afraid because you think I'm reading your mind? Sorry for thinking you're scary. Oh, it's fine. I took it too far. I'm sorry for frightening you. Don't worry, I'm not psychic or anything. I'm just slightly more perceptive of others than most. I might have wanted to surprise you a little too. I'll try to keep it to myself in the future. You can relax. He'll keep it to himself. That means he really is reading my mind, right? Taki just smiles widely without saying another word. He really is a little scary. Okay. You know, so far the art, I like the art, by the way. You know? At least for the characters. And it's like deliberately, you know, like rough. Like they made it deliberately rough, I guess, as well. But Moko's asked me to talk to other people. Okay. Stop counting. How many days has it been? A little stamp, a little peanut. Music over here. Are these just the sleeping? You know? I want to say mattress, but it's not really mattresses. It's more like futons, blankets. I don't know. I was wondering though, like all these people live here? At least like what? 1, 2, 3, 4, right? 4 people so far. Where do they go to the washroom? You know, that's what I'm wondering. And I feel like this house, quote unquote, doesn't have all the features of like of a living situation, you know? A woman is slumped against the wall. Her face is tilted down and looks exhausted. Excuse me. Oh. The woman's eyes flash wide open once she hears my voice. Ren. A quiet voice slips from her lips. Sorry. I just happen to know your name. Like, I just happened to see your face, and... your face just looks like it belongs to a Ren. Yeah. What's that supposed to mean? Anyway, I should introduce myself. Right, introductions. Since it's the first time we've met. Yep. Oh, I just thought of something fun. Hey Ren, do you know my name? Huh? Well, this is the first time we've met. There's no way for me to know. Right. Right, of course. Haha. But just give it a guess. Anything's fine. Just say the first female name that comes to mind. What? Anything's fine, really. Doesn't anything come up in your subconsciousness? My subconsciousness? No, sorry. Nothing comes up. I've lost my memory, so I don't remember anyone. Really? Why does she look happy about that? In that case, I'll start over. My name's Chio. Nice to meet you, Ren. Well, that's weird. Like, what do you mean by that? Is there like a time travel mechanic in this game? Where like the time loops and like somehow you have to guess her name and like another time loop and then like unlocks a special route? I don't know. Anyway, yeah, but her name's Chio. Chio! Like Chia Pets? Anyway. Right. It's nice to meet you too. But you really couldn't even think of one girl's name when asked. You must be a virgin. A virgin? What does that have to do with anything? Oh, don't mind me. I'm just talking to myself. Forget what I said just now. I don't think I can forget that word that easily. I'm finally done introducing myself to those two. What should I do now? Moko told me to get their attention. But she can't keep hiding forever. Hey, did they seem angry? Why are you all shocked again? Sorry, I didn't see where you came from. I was just lying on the ground quietly. How dark it is, that's all I need to do to hide. Yeah, apparently it's very dark. There's no lights in here. This is a horrible living situation. So, was anyone angry? Especially him, the young hottie. Do you mean me? A hottie, Thank you for the praise. Hearing that from a cute girl like you makes me blush. Nah. That's an even stronger reaction than mine. What a great response. Moko, you were worried I was angry, weren't you? Yeah. It's fine. I'm not angry. It's not like you've done anything wrong, right? Of course I haven't. Then there's nothing to worry about. There's nothing for me to get angry about. Right. I only came here to tell you two something. You know where we are, don't you? This is SAEKO's desk drawer, right? Yep, look around. You can see the things she uses in her daily life. While everything is larger than us, these are all SAEKO's personal things. From the water essential to her survival, to the iPod for her entertainment, everything was left here for us by SAEKO. Water? Where's the water? It's hard to tell. One of these like weird drawings, is water, I guess. Oh, so we're surrounded by the personal things of a pretty girl. Maybe I'll go sniff that hair dye after. Sniff? Ren, do you think that's acceptable? Why asking me? Because that's what the rules say. Huh? Without trouble of how to divide the things in the drawer fairly if people use them however they want. That means somebody has to be in charge. And SAEKO says that starting today, you're a supervisor. From now on, only you can touch these items directly, Ren. If Moko or I want anything, we have to ask you first. Why me? You must be SAEKO's favorite now, since you're cute. Moko's weird. I don't know, anyway. Moko reminds me of, Tomoko. From, Watamote. Well, I think you'll be a fine supervisor. You seem quite kind. And with that memory loss of yours, SAEKO can trust you. That's a bonus for you. Huh? Anyhow, it's time for your first job. Just so you know, supervising is tough. It might sound cool, but all it means is that you have to do a lot of menial tasks. And here's your first task. Bring me a top. A top? Yes, a top. The toy that spins. They're rather common. You like put it in like a little like device. You put like a little, I don't know what you call it, but the little, it's not string. It's like a key, sort of, and then you put it in, and then you let it rip, like let it rip. Beyblade. Anyway. There should be one somewhere in the room. Bring it to me. I'm sure you'll find it in no time. It seems like I'm Destroyer's supervisor now. For my first job, I have to bring Taki atop. I must save the game, though. I'm gonna save the game. Peanut. Oh, there's a lot of these descriptions, actually. So this is a top. A simple wooden top. Spins in the same spot until it falls. What's fun about this? It only spins. It only spins. That's why it's fun. Tissue. No, this is tissue. Pocket-sized pack of tissues that has a faint and pleasant aroma. Make sure to fold the paper properly after using it. SAEKO likes things to be neat. What do you mean, use it? You know, what do you mean, use it? It's kind of, like, I mean, it's kind of gross. Anyway, bed. A highly absorbent and convenient scrap of paper. It is soft and it quickly dries out any night sweats. It's just paper. What is this actually used for? Looks like you'll need a special lesson. What do you mean by that? Cup. A paper cup in a stack. It's filled with fresh water every day. Wouldn't Coke be better? Well, we couldn't wash your face with Coke. Stamp. Unused 80-yen stamp. It depicts a gentle landscape of mountains and rivers. Did SAEKO put this up? What do you want to know? Hair tie. Stretchy hair tie. SAEKO uses it when tying her hair up in her room. Looks like it's from a 100-yen shop. Probably for home use. I hope so, with how it looks. Peanut. Appeal. Everything else is just normal, but this one has appeal plus 25 for some reason. A hard-shelled peanut. Just looking at it makes the back of my head hurt. If I eat this, Ren won't have a pillow. It's fine, you really don't have to worry about that. And iPod. An older model of a music player. At this size, the earphones double as speakers. The BGM is displayed on this in the full game, or so I've heard. Oh, okay. Is that what it is? It's like the idea is that in the full game, this is an actual music player that, you know, displays the game's music. All right. Well, I have to give Taki the top. I'll drink some water. All right. Tutorial time. Here we go. Here's your freaking Beyblade. It's not really a Beyblade, but that's what Beyblades are based on, I guess. Thank you. Why did you need a top? Well, part of it was that I just want to see you do your first job. But I also like to spin this top when I have the time. You could call it a hobby of mine. What a sad hobby. Like what an old man would have. I mean, there's not much to do. You know, there's a drawer, I feel like. Whoops. Sometimes I curse these senses of mine. But a spin of the top should fix that. Go! Whee! Taki throws the top with a shout. The top comes off the string and shoots out. Straight into the wall. Bang! And it falls with a thump. Maybe his hand slipped. I'll pretend I didn't see that. I know you're watching. Yeah. Maybe I should change the subject. So, you know, why is he sweating so much? Just for spinning a top? I don't know. Seems overdramatic. Right, Moko. Aren't you hungry? Huh? I guess I'm not hungry, but I don't usually eat that much. An empty stomach is no good. Don't you think so, Rin? I guess. We agreed then. Rin, your next task is to give Moko something to eat. Make sure she eats. Wow, what a blatant change of subject. I should give Moko something to eat like Taki says. Empty stomach is no good. Plus, Taki seems to really want me to do this. I mean, I guess it's the peanut. The peanut's the only thing that we give her, so... Here's a freaking peanut. It gives plus 25 appeal. I guess appeal is the star thing, the sparkle icon. So this is the peanut in question. Thank you, Ren. This shell is in the way. Yeah. With a powerful yell, Moko presses down the peanut. The shell cracks, revealing its soft interior. Wow, Moko, you're strong. That shell was so hard. You think so? I'm not actually that good at sports. Maybe because I'm always carrying heavy books at events. But this peanut's really huge. Why don't we split it and eat it together? No, it's fine. You can eat it by yourself. Where'd you come from? You said you were hungry. Make sure to eat all of it by yourself. Understood? Weird request, but sure. Okay. Num num num. Moko seems defeated somehow. She starts eating the peanut. Each bite is tiny, like a squirrel eating a berry. Maybe it's yummier than Moko expected. She keeps munching down with her small mouth. Like a squirrel. There. Thank you, Moko. See you. What? What? What is tacky? What do you mean by that? Huh? Why is he so invested in Moko eating a giant peanut? Which is a normal sized peanut, I guess, technically, because we're the small ones, but you know. Taki's gone, but he had an odd expression on his face just now. Hey, Rin, there's nothing to do. Don't just stand there, chat with me. Alright. What'd you talk to the others about? I'm new, so I don't know much about them. Well, Taki is really perceptive. He guessed everything I was thinking. Chio seems to be hiding something. He was mumbling some weird stuff. Weird how? Like how I must be a virgin. A virgin, huh? That's an awful thing to say to somebody you just met, right? No wait, that's not the problem. What? You said a cute nickname doesn't fit you. You're wearing a unisex hoodie and jeans. I know this virgin thing. I don't know how Chio's side, but the evidence lines up. All we need to do is to actually verify it. Huh? Sorry, just let me check something. You're checking if we have a... Anyway. So Moko swiftly bends down and takes a step toward me. Her hand gets closer to me by the second. Then her hand touches me. A very important part of me. What is she? Donald Trump? You know, anyway. Well, actually, it also reminds me of Metal Gear Solid 2, actually. There's, funnily enough, coincidentally, a president also grabs your character by the crotch in Metal Gear Solid 2. You know? I guess Kojima just predicted the future, I guess. Her eyes flash open behind her eyes. She shouts out like an explorer who's found a fabled treasure on the treasure map. Ah! Aha! Ah! Incredible! Just incredible! Sorry for suddenly touching you like that. I just had to check. I'm really, really sorry, Rinny. I mean, Rin. Why would you... Hey, Rin. Have you ever heard of the term Otokonoko? Okay, so we're a femboy? I didn't know we were playing as a femboy. And yes, I've heard of Otokonoko. Which I think I've argued about on the internet. About, like, what it means. But, I mean, according to Wikipedia, it just means... Essentially, it means femboy, you know? That's essentially what it means. It means, like, a dude cross-dressing. You know? Rather than the character meaning daughter instead of kid, someone who looks just like a girl but has that special extra body part between the legs. Oh yes. Seeing you, I just had to check. That was right on the money. Okay. I don't know why this is a plot point, but I guess, you know, it's very important that we're a femboy. You seem to be enjoying this. Of course I am. This place is amazing. A girl with boobs are way too big in a revealing outfit, and an honest-to-God otokonoko. I keep saying that wrong, I feel like. Otokonoko. Otokonoko. This is a treasure trove of sexy cuteness overload. It's too much. No, it's beyond that. When you say the girl with big boobs, I mean SAEKO, obviously. You must have thought the same thing. I mean, she's literally a giant compared to us, but you know. So much was happening and I really wasn't looking. Don't try to play innocent. They're huge. How could you not even have caught a glance? That thing between your legs isn't just for show, is it? Again, why is this a plot? This is very important, I guess. Before coming here, I was with the friends to help on a draft. A super sexy one written for a Dojin event. Oh, okay, so Moko really is just full on... I don't know. What would you call it? I don't know, you don't call it Fujoshi. I mean, Fujoshi is a very specific type. But like, you know, typical nerd. You know, typical anime nerd stereotype that probably draws Dojin and like has like a like commissions porn or something. I don't know. Anyway, it was a late night deadline. It took a long time to finish. The last train was gone already, so I had to walk home. While walking, I saw a black-haired girl walking from the other direction. The moment she passed by, all I could think about was how gorgeous she was. As I watched her walk away, I suddenly lost my footing, and then my perspective of the world had gone all wrong. When I woke up, I was in this room. I was shocked at first, of course, but I was really happy when I found out that girl had helped me. I do want to return to my original size, but being in a young woman's room and having that gorgeous young woman with big boobs and black hair take care of me every day, I'm looking forward to it. Okay. You sound like an old man. People tell me that a lot. I think it myself too. You know, Moko would be an incredibly popular VTuber. You know, I feel like, I don't know. But somebody like me has no way of acting cute anyway, so I've completely given up on that. I don't know, man. I feel like that's a very, like, popular trope. You know, like, anime, like it's fine if a girl does it. I mean, especially if a cute anime girl does it, but if a guy does it, it's creepy, right? But if it's a girl, it's fine. You know, it's fine that she's, like, totally just like a degenerate pervert, you know? And then they become VTubers, you know? And that's how you become famous. That's how that works. Maybe somebody like you, a naturally born boy who looks just like a girl, can understand how I feel. Hey, how do your muscles look? Like your neck muscles? Can I slip my hand inside your hoodie? Yeah, this is getting too personal. Help! Tasukete! Hey, why are you running away? Just let me touch it a little. It's not like I'll use it up or anything. Just as Moko's body approaches mine again, a low, muffled vibration reverberates from a distance. Was that an earthquake? Another vibration. The shaking and loud rumble of the ground do feel like an earthquake. But, no, this isn't an earthquake. The ground shakes again. With each tremor, the sound and shaking grows stronger, as if something enormous is approaching. Ah yes, it's the Colossal Titan. It's going to destroy Wall Maria or something. What was it? Was it Rose? Was it the Wall Rose? Rose Wall? Or Mario Wall? Which one was it? In Attack on Titan? I can't remember. Anyway. Why is it shaking so much? I can't stand. Everything's fine. That's just SAEKO coming. She must be back from university. Oh, okay. So she's university aged, I guess. Ow. The roaring vibration of the ground grow even stronger. Along with the giant footsteps, there's a regular sound of breathing of fabric against fabric. An unusually cheerful humming that cuts through the air. Again, I was also wondering again, like, is this just a normal thing? Like, I feel like... I don't think she's supposed to keep tiny humans inside her desk drawer. You know, like, shouldn't you tell the government about this? I don't know, anyway. But if this is just SAEKO coming back, why do you look so terrified? After another few seconds of silence, the ground once more begins to shudder. I fall to the ground, unable to stay standing. Next, I hear the creak of something moving. Then a tremendous commotion that shakes the whole room. As the room we're in, the second drawer of a desk is pried open by SAEKO's fingers. Ah, the light! It burns! Ah yes, God, you know. Hello, cute little people. Did you get along while I was away? My 5th lecture ran longer than usual, and I'm a little peckish. But I have another one of you today, as a treat. Oh, I was wondering if there was more. I don't know if tiny humans would taste good. You know, is there like a bunch of bones in the way? I feel like especially if you eat it raw. Anyway, Saeko's hand comes down into the drawer. Her unthinkably large fingers fill our vision. They wander for just a moment, as if carefully making a decision. And then they stop, right in front of Moko's body. What? No way. Why? Her giant fingers pluck Moko's tiny body and carry her into the sky. Crunch. Ah yeah, so this is why this game is tagged as horror. It's like Attack on Titan meets, what's that anime? What was that anime about, like, something Wonderland? You know, it was that anime where a bunch of kids they grow up in an orphanage together and everything. But as it turns out, that orphanage was a human farm, so they're being groomed for food so that monsters can eat them. You know, that anime? Which I actually read the manga of, actually. I read the first general, like, arc of that manga, and I found it pretty interesting, but then it got kind of, I don't know, I felt like the story just went off rails after that, so I didn't like it anymore. Yeah, Promise Neverland. Right, thanks. But yeah, it's like a mix of Attack on Titan times, you know, Promise Neverland. That's what it reminds me of, anyway. Yum! I can feel her squirming in my stomach. Ugh. Excellent work for your first job, Rin. Why are you so shocked? You fed that little person as a supervisor, didn't you? That's what made her more appealing and delicious. I think you did quite well for your first time. I didn't hear anything about that. I didn't... Oh. Hey, Peggy. I told you to explain everything to Rin, didn't I? Yes, but if he found out everything right away, I thought he might object. I don't need 2 supervisors. What? Farewell. Your duty is done, ex-supervisor. Squish. That's a waste of food, you know? My fingers are a little dirty. Well, now you know how things are. You're in charge, Rin. And welcome to my world. Yeah, I feel like this isn't legal. I feel like this is illegal. Chapter 1. Come over to my house. Is there more, actually? This is a demo, right? I mean, I can save, I guess. Click to start. Okay, there's a little bit more. I was thinking that was it, you know? I mean, that was quite the twist. And I feel like, again, like, you know, I don't think Saeko is supposed to be doing this. You know? You know, is it just me? But yeah, day 1 night. Click to start. Also, it's like, did she just eat like Moko just whole? You know, even with her clothes? Again, that just feels unnecessary. And like you know, I feel like you don't gain anything from it. You know, it's just why would you eat her clothes as well? Anyway, so how was your day? It was rough for a first day, wasn't it? Respond. Answer when I ask a question. If you screw up again, you got it? You can get fucking bored again. Okay, yeah. Oh, did I click on it? The last supervisor isn't around anymore. Yeah. Hi. I need you to stick around a little longer than that, gentleman. Hey. Oh, I forgot to press that. Do you think a person's Personality can change. Sure. You know, when they grow, you know, and new experiences. I don't think it can. Okay, whatever you say. Never mind, my opinion was wrong. Personalities are like yachts on water. Once the wind blows, they can't stop. Sure, whatever you say. Whatever you say, God. All I can do is idly watch the other boats. Yeah, sure. So desu ka? So desu ne? You're so noisy. Do you think you can just say anything you want? I guess I won't say anything because I'm being too noisy. At first, she wanted me to respond. And now she... what is this? At first, you wanted me to respond. Now you're saying I'm too noisy and now... Okay. Or accept where these boats take me. That's all. Sure. Whatever you say. Appearances are like that too. But everyone knows how to change those, right? Yeah? Yeah? Take care of your skin. Exercise. Don't eat sweet stuff at night. I have something better to eat anyway, don't I? Yeah? Yeah? You eat tiny humans, I guess. I do feel like... probably not good for nutrition. Oh, it's this late already. Let's leave it for today. Okay. I don't know, this is a weird quick time event, you know? Good night. And sweet dreams. Thanks. Okay, that's it. Now it ends. So that was a little extra, I guess, before it begins the next section, but obviously the story ends there. Sure, I guess I'll save it here. Demo end. There you go, that's a demo. English localization NPC KC. Oh, I recognize that name. I played a few games from them. But there you go. That's the story. One of your teeth fell out? I don't know how that's relevant. But sure. Maybe it's because SAEKO just scares you so much that your teeth was afraid and fell out of your jaw. Anyway. But that's the demo. What do I have to say about it? Definitely interesting. Oh, and this little intro plays again, I guess. The rain was cold that night. I didn't see anyone on the street. Technically I didn't read this. The moon was bright that night. The street lamps' shadows flickered in the puddles. And there's SAEKO. Suddenly. Anyway, but yeah, so that's SAEKO, Giantess Dating Sim, at least the demo. It's interesting. Again, I don't know why she just voiced people. I mean, I guess that's just what we expect, I guess. Or, well, I didn't really expect it that much, but I to be honest, I didn't expect that to happen so soon, you know? I expected some kind of thing is gonna happen, but I didn't think she would just literally just eat someone, like, right away. You know, just gulp them down. I feel like that's... obviously, this doesn't matter, but I'm just thinking from a medical standpoint, like, I don't think that's a good idea, just eating tiny humans. Isn't there, like, a thing where, like, if you eat, like, the human brain, there's a chance you'll get, like, a parasite, you know? I don't know, anyway. At least, you gotta at least cook it, you know? You gotta, like, put it on, like, a pan, you know? Eat it for, like, 30 minutes. Anyway. Also, cannibalism, by the way. The game didn't mention that. At least I didn't see anything like that. It might have, but I didn't see like a warning about cannibalism. But yet again, I play a game that has cannibalism in it. You know, it keeps happening. I have the curse. Every time I play like a horror game, there's always cannibalism involved. SAEKO is a GTS game for an even non-GTS gamer. I don't know what do you mean by GTS? Do you mean Giantess? I guess you mean Giantess. You know, I mean, yeah, that's what it's like. The main thing that's like, I guess clickbaiting people. I'm not clickbait. I'm not sure what you call it, but it's the main like thing, right? It's like it's the Giantess fetish or whatever, right? But obviously, that's the one what I'm personally interested in. But of course, they're using that as like a way to introduce horror elements. I guess you call it deconstruction, right? It's like you're deconstructing like a certain theme or genre. Now that's interesting. I mean, it reminds me obviously of Doki Doki Literature Club, right? Generally speaking, you know, DDLC is kind of like a kind of like that too, you know, where they deconstruct the dating sim genre. This one obviously is not exactly like DDLC. It's just that it's a very similar concept where they're deconstructing a specific, you know, trope, I guess. And usually it's like a weird fetish thing. You know, I'm not really into that fetish. I don't know. I always find it kind of weird. But I don't know. I do like the idea though. And I am interested in continuing if the game is fully released. I'm assuming it's a paid game, you know, pay for it and everything. Seems interesting. I don't know. It's like, it's probably the full game will probably, you know, you probably get introduced with more characters. More characters will be in the death drawer or whatever, depending on who you like give items to. It'll like, you know, it'll determine who she eats and everything. I guess that's the idea. And again, I do feel like it's a metaphor though. You know, I mean, obviously it's it's very literal, but also I feel it's some kind of metaphor here about abusive relationships, you know, where like one person has all the power. Something like that. I feel like it's interesting. I like at least I assume anyway, there's going to be some psychological elements as well. But yeah, I mean, I also like the pixel art, you know, I kind of like the pixel art and everything is well done. And everything, so that's cool. But yeah, nothing else? That's it, you know, I guess I'll look forward to it, I guess. And again, I don't know if I'll turn this into like a video specifically, but I guess I'll do my usual sign off. So, you know, I guess if you're watching the video, if you didn't know, I actually stream these games live. So, feel free to head over to my YouTube channel and subscribe. You can change the bell notifications from personalized to all to get notified when I go live. And you can also follow my Twitch and Twitter as well. And I guess, you know, if the full game comes out, maybe I'll check it out. But until then, thanks for watching. But yeah. And that'll be my little sign off, I guess, when I put it in the video editor. According to the Twitter page of the game development, it definitely leans in more to the horror than the fetish. It's supposed to have multiple endings. Okay, I'm interested. I'm interested. You know, when it comes out, I'll probably play it. Depends on how long it is too. I don't know. I guess we'll see. I'm interested. Again, I usually don't really play, you know, cliche, typical dating sims unless there's some kind of twist to it. Usually a horror twist. Then I'll play it, you know, because it's like normal straight dating sims is kind of boring to me. It's kind of like, not interested. Like, what's that game that everyone loved? Katawa Shoujo, you know, that was like hyped up a lot in the like anime community, you know, like, you know, people with like anime. But I don't know, maybe I'm just like a Scrooge, I guess. But it doesn't seem interesting to me. Because it just seems like a normal vanilla dating sim, really. The only like, I guess, unique thing about it is that all the girls have some kind of like, you know, disability, basically. That's the whole point. But I don't know. Otherwise, it just seems like a very typical dating sim. Now, this one, though, more interesting. Because people freaking die. You know, that's interesting. Anyway. But I think I'll probably leave it here, though. It's only been about 3 hours, but there isn't anything I want to do, to be honest. So I think 3 hours is a good length for a stream. I usually go for 4 hours, if possible, but, you know, I have nothing else I really want to do right now. I was thinking of planning on starting a visual novel next time. You know, again, it's still on my backlog, but I kind of want to start You and Me and Her, a love story. I guess I'll show real quick. I still want to start this. You and Me and Her, a love story. I bought it, a while ago. I still haven't played it. The only thing about it is I think it has voice acting. So it's just me just like staring at the screen, for a long time. I prefer to read everything, to be honest. It's more engaging that way. But it's gonna be a lot of us watching. Obviously this is a censored version. There's a whole thing about like, the censored version might not be the full experience, but at the same time, I really don't want to watch characters fucking. I don't know. Like, I'm not here for the porn, ironically, even though that people always say the opposite. I just read it for the story, for the plot. But I actually mean it though. Like, I don't care about the porn. Like, I really don't care about the porn. Ironically, even though that's what people really want. That's usually what people want. They want the porn. But yeah, there's a whole bunch of Yandere dating sims. Yeah, well, if you have any suggestions, let me know. Actually, I actually like Yandere dating sims. I played a whole bunch, actually. Let me know if there's anything I haven't played yet. The best way to suggest stuff to me, actually, is not through YouTube comments, to be honest. Rather, you can tweet at me, I guess, or email me. I have an email. It's scienceliner@gmail.com, by the way. But yeah, You and Me and Her, good horror visual novel, and yeah, it's meta. Yeah, I've seen. I don't know. It kind of spoils the whole thing, but I have heard about this game before it was translated, so I kind of know about it. But I want to play the whole thing and see what it's like, right? And it's not a terribly long game. I feel like I would be done with this one in like maybe 3 streams, maybe 4 streams. So it's not super long as far as I can tell. That looks interesting. I like this. I want to play this. It's been on my backlog for a long time. So I'll probably start this next time. And yeah, and again, I think the whole censorship thing. Hopefully it's not too bad. Again, they always say this. People always say how like the censored, like a lot of other like visual novels, like the censored version is the real version, But at the same time, I can't exactly stream porn. I also don't want to like, play porn. Like that's weird. Why am I recording porn? I don't get that. That's just weird. I don't know. It's like that meme, which it's not really a meme. It's like a thing. I remember seeing it in a lot of cartoon shows where like, a bunch of guys just like are in front of a television watching porn. It's like, huh? I don't get that. Maybe I just don't get it. But like, maybe I'm the weird one, but that's just weird to me. I don't understand that. Anyway, but I'm definitely gonna just keep it censored and hopefully that's good enough. Another game that I wanted to play, ironically, that isn't censored enough, I feel like, because I saw a clip, basically. I basically watched another streamer play it for a little bit, and like, I wanted to play this, to be honest. Sayo no Uta? This is like a very classic horror visual novel. I haven't actually played it myself yet. I only saw like a few things about it, and I don't really know the whole story. I want to play this, but ironically, the censored version is not censored enough. There's like a scene that happens and you still see like, sexual stuff in it that I feel like will get me deleted from YouTube. I feel like, I mean, people risk it anyway, but I don't want to risk it though. That's what I wish. I wish this game was censored more. A lot of people want things to be uncensored. They want like an uncensored patch. I want a more censored patch. It's not censored enough. Anyway, that's what I'm upset about. I can't play this because it's like it's not censored enough. Yeah, it's like you have to censor hardcore for that. Yeah, I know. And technically the Steam version is quote unquote censored, but it's just not censored enough. I swear, because there's that one scene. I watched Cherno basically. I watched a little. I didn't watch the whole thing, but I watched Cherno play it for a little bit, and I think he didn't play it entirely actually. Cherno TV, a while back, he played it a little bit. And there's a few scenes that happen, and it's like I'm like, wow, you can't show that. You can't show that on your YouTube channel. You'll get banned. I mean, you get banned on Twitch as well, but depends on if anyone reports you, I guess. But on YouTube specifically, I don't know, man. I feel like the algorithm would like pick up the parts and then just ban you automatically. I don't know. Anyway, what was I talking about? Something about censorship. Censorship, and there's something else I want to talk about. I totally forgot, like involving this game. I already forgot. Censorship. Oh yeah, NTR, right. I remember because I mentioned it again a while back. Because I've been planning on playing this game for a long time now. I've asked about this game, and someone mentioned something about NTR, and it's like, oh no, watch out, NTR, and I'm like, okay, it's not really that. I feel like people over what's the word? I'm not sure what the word is. Overblow? That's not a word. They blow up the proportions. I can't think of the word right now, but they get overly concerned, I guess, about NTR, and it's like, that's just cheating? That's just like cheating in a relationship, and that's just a common thing in a lot of like dramas. It's not even like a big deal. Who cares? Unless you self-insert yourself as the dating sim character, I guess. But I never do that, so I just don't really understand why people are so afraid of it. Overreact. I guess, yeah, overreact. Overreact is, I guess, maybe the word. But yeah, like when I search, because I tend to do a lot of research actually of games before I play them, especially because this one, how it mentions how like people always say how like the uncensored version is better for the story and everything. So I want to make sure is that actually true? I don't know. From my research, is people say that, but like they never really check. So I guess I'll be the guinea pig whether or not the story, was worth it, even when it's censored. But another theme they mention about this game is apparently there's NTR. Apparently a girl cheats on you. Like, wow, okay. Like everyone is so like, oh no, everyone's just crying about that or something. I'm like, huh? Who cares? It's like they're not real. Anyway, as it turns out, anime girls aren't real. But also, it's a common plot point though. I don't know, just in general, people are always so like when I read like Reddit posts, about like some kind of random manga or something, and people say like, oh no, there's NTR in it. And it's like, I don't know. At least in terms of like, I mean, obviously there's NTR like as a porn genre, but I mean just in general, like not just porn, but rather as a plot point. Like a girl cheats on a guy, or like technically a guy can also cheat on a girl. That's actually more normalized for some reason. It's like not as like people don't care as much if a guy is cheating. And when you think about it, it kind of reflects society. Anyway, I don't know. I'm just rambling because I'm finishing my stream early, so like I'm just rambling. The NTR can be avoided in certain paths. Oh, okay, interesting. I wonder how it is on the censored version though. Like how is it, represented? Anyway, I guess we'll see. I'll do that next time. All right, but let me just end my stream, I guess. I don't know. So let me just say, my usual schedule is Saturday and Sunday, noon Eastern time. Generally, somewhat, in that ballpark, somewhat like in the afternoon. And I guess next time I will play You and Me and Her Love Story. That's the plan anyway. I might change my mind a week from now, maybe, but that's probably the plan. I'll probably start on that game and see what it's like. I'll see what the NTR is like, and I'll see if it's that emotionally damaging, I guess. I don't know. Again, maybe I'm just dead on the inside. I feel like it wouldn't affect me at all, actually. They'd be like, okay. Like, again, I don't really self-insert, so it doesn't really matter to me. But anyway, but that's the plan, and that'll about do next time. Yeah, thanks for coming by. Sorry you missed the first 2 hours. Yeah, I mean, if you wanna check out my OMUSUBI streams, you can do so. That's what I was doing today and the last few streams, I guess, as well. I played OMUSUBI, which is a horror RPG Maker game that kind of came out on Steam recently. It was pretty interesting. I was trying to get all the endings, basically. And today I was trying to get all, the special true ending and whatnot. I spent too much time on it, I feel like. But it's a good game, though. Anyway. But there you go. But yeah, again, thanks for watching. I guess I'll see you around. Bye-bye.